see you. Anyway, I'm Dr. Lawrence W. Moore of the Wayfarer Project, and welcome back to Earworms. Welcome to it if it's your first time. Tonight, I think we might be a little bit of a boring nature, so we might be taking on a little bit of bore worms tonight. I've named myself appropriately for that. Starting here a little bit early because the Mr. Brown Alliance did earn a little bit early, so I'm feeling early and squirrely. But you know what? This might give me a little bit of time as our panelists arrive to share and hook up a little bit of audio patching that I got to do to share a little bit of something that we'll be talking about. Now, let me bring that up as I see Jay and Adam are not with us yet. Perhaps they thought, oh, well, he's not going to start early. He's going to start on time, so we're just going to go to the bathroom or something like that. Something nasty. What's this here? That's Psyche. All right. So, anyway, we'll definitely ask Jay and Adam about this as we go. Last week, we started this whole investigation with the Oberheim OB-X analog synthesizer that was released between 1979 and 1981. It was a beautiful synthesizer, and it then had different follow-up models. So the whole 2 years of being released really doesn't mean that in 81 it was canceled or anything. It basically continued on in different models that were kind of like revisions or improvements or different versions of the original as it grew in popularity. And we also coupled that with a film that utilized the Oberheim OB-X quite thoroughly, Flash Gordon from 1980. Brian May of Queen utilized the OB-X in some elements within the soundtrack as well as some elements within the film's score. The soundtrack and score kind of melted together here and there in bits. But we've been basically going through a slide through of this epic story and wonderful like comic book inspired artwork and vision for the film. And while doing so, we've been pointing out some interesting portions in the score, some interesting portions in the sound design. And what we're going to do here is try to set up a little bit of something. Now, I need to check on another bit of something right here. I am going to my X account to make sure everybody did get the links for this week, because I think by now I might have seen a little bit of something here. And so, let's see here. Did you guys get the link? Let's see if we get a response to that and stuff. I did email them. I am pretty sure I have gotten emails bounce back in the past. But what we're going to do, here, let me see. No, that's just foolish banters and stuff like that. So anyway, I am going to push onward here and try to show a little bit of this virtual synth. Now, I think I've got that worked out here. So what we're going to do, I have the synth right here in the DAW. Now, this is not the OB-X. I probably didn't set this up ahead of time very well. This is called the OB-XD. This is a VST as well as other protocols. VST2, VST3 are just two of the protocols it does. It does all the major ones that at least I'm aware of. But it's a software-based OBX, in which case it is digital, and it does produce some sounds that really do sound very close to the original analog OBX. So we'll be enjoying that a bit here as soon as I do a couple things. StreamYard, which I use for sharing things, doesn't like to share audio when you share an application. And so I see it up on screen. I hear it, but you probably do not. So what I am going to do to test this out, and not test it out, I've actually done the testing this afternoon. What I'm going to do to make this work, but everything seems like a test in StreamYard. So let's hook this up here. There we go. So what I am going to do is ask Mr. Adam Gray if he's heard that.
I heard nothing.
How about now?
That's lovely.
Okay. Thank God. I came out running commando with my balls hanging out here because I just started right after Mr. Brown. And I didn't notice that, we start at like 7:15. I didn't want to lose all that brown crowd that comes over in their brownness. And so I was hanging there, and I decided I'm going to start with the most experimental part of the whole damn thing and get this synthesizer to work online for people. And there's nobody here.
Well,
Okay.
do the ugly part first. Whatever is complicated and problematic, just throw that out, and
Well,
this will be downhill.
I have a feeling that's true. All right. So anyway, well, no, Flash will save us. He's the savior of the universe. So,
one of us.
yeah, let me join you in stealth mode here. Oh, by the way, I think your birthday has continued since like last Wednesday.
Oh man.
So we are still in the Adam Gray birthday celebration. It's like 7 days of birthday.
Yeah, my liver is not speaking to me right now. And then I believe after the show, Barbara and I are going to have a lovely seafood dinner somewhere. So,
oh, I thought it would be succulent Chinese.
well, it could be Chinese seafood.
Uh-huh.
Rule it out.
Well, anyway, just so folks know, anybody that's new, if you haven't already run away, down in the description we have links to at B-Roll Stage, which is on YouTube as well as Rumble. Sometimes streams start on YouTube and then have to continue on Rumble because of the nature of the films, even though they're public domain. That tends to happen now and then because YouTube is pretty weird on copyright. But in any case, B-sides every Friday night, film riffing and spelunking and all sorts of commentary, and then all sorts of shorts. I mean, it's just a really great hangout for anybody of a bizarre persuasion like us. So
I'm a little lost. My emotional support animal, Jay Goodwin, is not here tonight.
yeah, well, I didn't have it.
I hold him in my lap and just kind of rub his ears all night long. I understand Jay has a toothache. Did not want to be speaking tonight, so I hope he feels better.
Okay. Yes, I feel also like now I'm dangling in the wind a little bit, but slightly less so. Your great support there.
Glad I could throw you under the bus.
Were you a jock in high school? Because
me,
you feel like a jockstrap now.
Yes, I was varsity all the way. I didn't even finish high school.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's all right. In later years I realized, man, that song, Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd? That
Mm-hmm.
was true.
Pretty much. Pretty much. No one
Well,
has ever asked me if I was a jock in high school, even for a podcast. That is fantastic.
I'm just trying whatever I can. All right, so here we are. This is the OBXD by discoDSP, not to be confused with Disco Duck, but discoDSP makes some that look like, this is the only one I've tried thus far, but they look like well-designed VST plug-in instruments that model some vintage analog systems. And so if you don't have $5,000 to buy an OBX8, like a current version, you can actually try these plugins for free. Their main requirement for purchasing the software is that if you don't purchase it, don't use it for commercial use. In other words, as long as you're not making money.
Oh,
But if you decide to start making a little bit of money, then you should purchase it. I don't know how that's policed, but I usually do follow the honor system, especially with small time developers that I
yeah.
don't mean to call them small time. I don't know if they want to be called that, but I'm sure it's a small
Independent.
business.
Can we see that?
Independent developers, yeah. And so independent, it doesn't have a manual. So I was basically poking around. And of course, since I know my synthesis, I was able to read labels and stuff and figure out what different things do what, because I kind of know my stuff. I know my stuff about synthesis, but not playing the keyboard so much. But in any case, it sounds pretty accurate to what the OB-X did sound like on some of its patches. Now I'm opening up the menu here. This button is your menu button, but of course in most DAWs using a VST you're allowed to right click and get pretty much the same thing. But in this case, it does organize things by banks, and the bank that you start in when it first initializes is right here, an FMR bank. And I'm not exactly sure what that stands for, but it basically says here afterwards that it's like an OBXA combination. So once you select that bank, you go to programs, and then you have all sorts of programs. Now there are other banks too. And right now we're on the first program. Let's see what the second one does. And it sounds very Flash Gordon like.
That's very, very accurate, actually.
Yes. Now, bear in mind, I have my keyboard to the side, and I'm not a great keyboardist anyway. I mostly just compose by putting things in small amounts. But in going through these sounds, wow. Let me try that a little bit higher in pitch. Oh, yes. This is sounding. Did you say campy?
No, grand. But I mean, campy, yes. For the
Yeah, it's got a little bit of sleeping bag in it. So anyway, I turned up the master volume there. This is not going to be a very thorough overview of the plugin because I am going to release a video on that Earworms is more of a social stream that combines synthesis and some film and some other topics in fun ways. And I don't want to get too deep into the woods, but just a quick just tour for folks that know. It is a two oscillator synthesizer, so you will see labels that say oscillator 1, oscillator 2. The leftmost panel is your master section for whether you want to use polyphony or have monophonic melodic one note at a time sort of material, and all the other things that would be general for the overall instrument. And then the second panel to the right of that is where you have some basic oscillator controls, like even the waveforms of your oscillators. Like there, I was able to change one of the oscillators to a sawtooth. And as we have here, oscillator 2 has a square wave. I can then use the pulse width here to modulate that. So I'm hearing myself. Am I? Or were you just about to speak?
No, nothing's wrong here. We're all fine here. How are you?
Okay, no, it's all right, Han. Yeah, there's something going on in my head. I'm hearing, I think it's probably the little patching that I did to be able to share this on StreamYard, and I'm hearing little glitches of myself speaking as well as the synthesizer just like spraying at me every now and then.
You sound fantastic.
Well, thank you very much. Man, you would have made a great varsity quarterback, I think. Let's see here.
So a dead girl. I can't even throw a ball. All right.
We're trying. All right, folks. Yeah, so the main oscillator section, the controls down here for like how controllers affect things. You can change it, the pitch bend to be like a full octave swoop and stuff like that. Now, there might be some things where you say, all right, well, this is usually expressed a little differently in other synthesizers. Well, it's trying to visually express the OB-X. And so even though it is providing some functions that the OB-X didn't have, it's still trying to look similar, and it's still trying to organize some things the way it did there. But I think maybe I'll call up one more sound just to kind of show you, because I could probably tweak a few parameters here. I don't want to build a sound from scratch because that usually takes a while, and that's just not how we're going to run things tonight. Let me go to like the arpeggio bank. Now, as far as I know, it doesn't have an arpeggiator on it. These are just sounds that would sound good with arpeggiation, or that have, what do you call that, a bit of a sequence to them that might sound like an arpeggiator. Although all the ones I've been hearing so far are more like sequences than arpeggios. And so, like, for example, something like that, you have some options over here for panning of voices. And so that's why the voices don't just sound straight down the center. You can adjust the panning of those different voices as they come out. And that's usually when you play more than one. And over here we have some things for the modulation LFO, which is separate from vibrato. There's vibrato control. I believe it's here. Yeah. Vibrato control here. So you can have vibrato and then have the LFO doing something else separately. But I think right now our LFO is on like a sample and hold pattern. And there I added a second one to it and so forth. but it's a little bit, different than what you may see some other plugins, how you see them arranged. But it's just trying to kind of show and have that feel of the OB-X, even though it adds some things and it takes out some things. I mean, you don't have the individual buttons for individual presets on different banks. You just go to the menu here. But overall, I think it sounds good. And so, Adam, I think we're going to
Oh
move
God.
on from this. Anybody that has not been exposed to this, you can definitely try it out for free. I have a link in the description to discoDSP.
Oh, cool.
And if you have a DAW software, you can load it up as a VST or VST3. The one issue there is if you don't have a DAW, there's nothing to load this into. So I don't know. This is mostly for those musicians, I guess, out there that are already working
Well,
a
I
little
mean,
electronically.
you know what a DAW is. I know what a DAW is. But for people in the chat who might not know what a DAW is,
Digital audio workstation. Basically, you're not seeing it right now because of the way StreamYard is displaying this. It's cutting out the other window that's behind, but I am in Bitwig Studio right now, and I could probably do this and show that. Um,
Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na-na.
ah, all right, that might have shown it.
Yeah, you're up.
Yeah, and every time I do that, all right, so you can see this or the view before, but not both at the same time through StreamYard. Fortunately, on your computer, you can see both. But in any case, so like if you have a DAW, like this is Bitwig, Ableton, there are free DAWs out there like Cakewalk if you use Windows.
Cakewalk is still a thing? That's
Cake
awesome.
Cakewalk.com still exists. It's not being supported too much anymore, but it's still there and it's free now. Anybody that's owned some of the plugins and stuff from before can still use them. It's basically Sonar Platinum, but it went free after they went out of business, and it was basically picked up by something called Band Labs, which is kind of like a social media music and music element sharing thing.
Wow.
And they picked it up, and so it's still free for anyone with Windows. And you can load up VSTs and VST3s in that. There's also LMMS, which stands for Linux Multimedia System. It's free and it's a little rough to use, but you can check some things out there if you want to try out this synth or something else. But in any case, let me see. Every time I get into the screen sharing mode, I forget how to unshare. There we go. I think I take that, and well, I'll just close Bitwig. So anyway, folks, the links in the description for discoDSP. Of course, they do some other synths there. I will have a video coming out shortly on this, as well as the pink trombone, because the pink trombone was something we did one week and it didn't quite work. Well, at least in the modular form, the website, the web-based thing worked, but not the module that I wanted to show. So I'll be releasing videos on the pink trombone and this OB-XD shortly on the Wayfarer project.
Excellent.
All right. So anyway, let's move on here a little bit. We have our segments, of which this was the first one. And I like to do this a little early because there's our chief shareholder, Common People, and I have a feeling he might be here. Yes, he is. He is in the audience. He's making sure I do my job, and right now I know he has started an initiative. We are on 1,000 subscriber goal. Our goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers is December 31st,
Oh, we got
2024.
we got
So
this.
That's about 230 away.
You guys are right where we're at. We're about 760, 762.
Yeah, we're in similar territory. But Common People has this initiative that we are going to try to reach 1,000 subscribers by that time, and he says we need to. We're at a shareholders meeting, and since he and I are the only ones who have sunk money into this thing, it was just he and I, and he said, well, we need to have a goal. We need to motivate people to subscribe. And I said, well, are there any improvements that we could maybe motivate people with? And he said, yes, perhaps replacing you. So if by, well, actually, no, I think he was deadly serious about that. In fact, he's been in talks to some Irish artificial intelligence companies, and one of them produced this artificial intelligence engine called PATTI, PATTI, Personalized Autonomous Technological Thing. It's Irish.
I mean, there's a book in there somewhere about the Irish needing to produce artificial intelligence, but
well, yes, and so he's been in talks to a company about that, and he says, you know what? If we reach 1,000 subscribers by December 31st, or whenever we reach that goal, he will release PATTI on us. And that should improve things. It should be more popular than me, and we'll see how that goes. I could always be in the background here behind the scenes helping to support things, and PATTI could take the lead. But anyway, you won't even get to see what this thing is unless we reach 1,000 subscribers. So that's what Common People's thinking about.
Well, I admire his ambition.
But in the meantime, so if you want to know what PATTI is, we need 1,000 subscribers. If you don't want to know, and you're fine with just me like being a pain in the ass with my mouth full of earworms each week, trying to get through this, then fine, don't do anything. Things will stay the same.
My strategy for reaching 1,000 subs is just to encourage everyone to take your parents' phones from them while they're nodding off on the couch, and just sign up to B-Roll Stage. That's at B-Roll Stage, and your parents will never know the difference, and it's fine.
So anyway, so we call this segment "Taking the Piss with Common People." He also revised this segment. He is going to be performing as the sacred masculine here. Then we will switch to the sacred feminine. In the sacred masculine portion, Common People is basically going to answer a question, and he's going to tell us a bit about how he feels and what his preference is in this area. Does he like hairless or furry? Now, as you can see,
I don't know.
On screen, we do have some felines. On the left, we have a hairless cat. On the right, we have a furry cat. Both of these are AI generated, but these do exist in nature. There are hairless cats.
That's a Sphinx cat. I know that much.
And there are, of course, the furry variety. So let's see. Did Common People tell us if he prefers hairless or furry yet? Don't put me
Put me on the spot.
Don't put me on the spot. Well, there's just another, some more imagery there. Oh, and Jay's helping us out from the chat. He's being the cheerleader on the sidelines.
Get that little bugger.
We hope your tooth does feel better soon, Jay. I know that pretty much severe pain makes any of us not really want to talk. And I've been there. All right, so yes. Well, I mean, these are AI generated, but I don't know.
Pretty nice, actually.
Yeah. And so far, I guess Common People really doesn't want to say whether he prefers hairless or furry.
Well, we have a reply. I don't know if we want to share it, but yep, there it is. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he's a young fellow, so he doesn't like the hair in his teeth. Wow, moving right along. What's up next, Lawrence?
Well, along the same themes, we just heard from the sacred masculine. Now we're going to hear from the sacred feminine. Um, because
Oh,
Barbara Lawrence, with Common People, he was taking the piss. Barbara Lawrence will be giving the piss back, um, which is very generous of her.
wow.
And I don't know if she's here tonight. Do you know, Adam?
She is here. She's in the chat. I know she's trying to keep things from catching on fire here at the house.
Well, we are not going to subject her to the hairless and furry conundrum in any shape or form because I don't know. I don't think that would be a good idea. So we are going to go ahead with
Oh, there
something
she is.
similar but different. And that would be unplucked or plucked.
Wow. I have it on good authority that Barbara's a pescatarian, so this is kind of a
Well, she doesn't need to eat them.
well. I mean, if you're on aesthetic principles alone, we're all in the same camp. Goodness, it's
Well,
like
the one on the left is an AI rooster. And that's what we're talking about, folks, our roosters here. And the right was something that came as a result of a Brave search. So that's a search engine result.
you're not giving up that Brave search for anything, are you?
I don't get quite the same results without it.
It's giving me Julia Child vibes where she would just puppet chicken carcasses. Wow.
Well, I mean, the one on the right could be a rubber chicken with just a little more coloration. I don't know.
We have an answer. Unplucked on principle.
Unplucked on principle.
And
Oh,
chat. Thank you, Flav.
Flav. Would you do me the honors, Adam?
I'd be happy to. Flav for 10 pounds. That's real money, folks. The kitten on the right reminds me that my ball of bastardry will be waking. Oh, a child will be waking me up in mere 5 or 6 hours. So I'm heading for the hay. Grab a beer, something with whatever Google lets you keep of this. Thank you, Flav.
I will say that, you know what, we miss our folks in the UK and the opportunity to be able to chat with you guys and everything, guys and gals. So we are going to have some specials coming up soon because also there are some UK-based electronic musicians that I'd like to talk to and have some time with. So this is the first I'm mentioning this to Adam, but we're basically going to do like some group email stuff and see if we can arrange some special editions in the future where we promote it a week in advance, but it'll happen on some other day of the week and earlier. We don't want to do earlier on Sundays because we don't want to interfere with Mr. Brown Alliance, and we'll basically have to put our minds together and see how we can involve the UK a little bit more.
Similar plans backstage at B-roll. There's so many wonderful people in Europe that we don't get to live stream with. That we do have a couple of recorded shows planned in the works. So yes, I'm with you on that 100%.
So, Flav, hopefully we'll see you in the future. Thank you for stopping by. Common people will hopefully be able to get a little bit more beauty sleep, which I think would be helpful.
I mean, it couldn't hurt.
Now, Barbara's already answered.
Wow. She might change her answer. This is what chickens. Okay. What?
Roosters.
Sorry. There's another one.
Well, there's one here. There's just one more aesthetic option in case she wants to change her mind. On the left, once again, we will get an unplucked rooster, and on the right, we'll get a plucked one. And there we go.
It's the Burger King of Mongo City. Wow. Barbara, can you take this? I think me and Lawrence are done for the night.
Yeah, I think Psyche and Barbara should like finish off the evening.
Well, you know they're talking behind the scenes.
This is what they do. Okay, so we're going to pause right there and start our film coverage.
Hooray!
And let's go to our slides. Yeah, we do want to finish it this week.
Sort of
So,
embracing the serial thriller episode thing here. You get a new installment every week. So, whoa, what's going on there?
serial thriller, not killer. Well, we left off last week where Emperor Ming was kind of not happy with the doppelganger, the servant girl being placed by Dale in his bed chambers on some sort of mixture that makes you feel happy no matter what kind of rooster you got there.
It might
Um,
be prune juice.
yeah. But anyway, he picks her up like this, and she's kind of still in the daze, and he kind of like just tosses her to the side, which
Last,
that's the
last
best
week,
I could get was just pretty much a blurry falling backwards, but it was pretty much an executive decision that he decided no, no thanks. But in any case, we need to see what happened to the lady that he wanted, Dale Arden. He wanted in his chambers, and she was not going to do that. She had a servant girl take her place, so she's out here in the hallways, and it's not safe because it's like school, back to high school once again. Where you got to have a hall pass, and here's the hall monitor. It's this red suited reptilian, and
pig guards is what they called them.
oh, really?
Yeah, on set, that's what they called them, was pig guards with the big snout, gas mask sort of thing.
With I didn't know if I thought there was reptiles on the inside because oh no, that's right, they did squeal.
Yes.
Okay, they're not reptilians. Sorry about that.
No, they could
Sorry,
be
piggies.
reptilian
Sorry,
pigs.
piggies.
I'm
Poor
not
piggies.
I'm not discounting that.
The
I
real
I did my homework. I did refresh myself with the movie, and I watched the documentary Life After Flash, which I cannot recommend enough if you're a fan of this movie.
mm-hmm.
Just watch it. It's fantastic. It's longer than the movie, but you get lots of insight. You got Brian May, Brian Blessed, all the Bryans are in it. And
Mm-hmm.
hear the sad, tragic story of Sam Jones.
Yes. Well, I guess he kind of played a role in that.
He dug his own hole for sure, but
Yeah.
he's trying to dig his way out, so that's great.
Well, anyway, the pig guard here is trying to look for her. She's playing a little bit of cat and mouse with him, and she's like saying, "Over here, buddy. Come on over here." She's crouching behind things.
The shoes crack me up because she's got her high heels.
She's got high heels on, yeah.
She's got cartwheels to do and judo kicks and
Yeah, like right there. I got one. That's a judo kick. That's a neck high left foot, I think.
yeah, probably not Melody Anderson, but
No, it's a woman that could leave her feet and fling one of them at you at the same time. So anyway, it was successful, that hit, and she was doing somersaults and wrestling and all sorts of things. I think she did slip off the high heels for that.
mm-hmm.
And later she slips them back on. Oh, there she's going to go all Princess Leia.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, out of nowhere, she becomes quite the action star, and I'm here for it.
Well, she was a real estate agent, according to that first flight.
You try and show a cozy 2-bedroom to somebody, and it just gets out of control so fast.
Yep. You never know who you're giving a open house tour to. But anyway, caught some of the green there. So yeah, she was all battle stuff. If some of that was blurry, folks, it's hard to capture good, clean frames in the quick motion.
We have wonderful, like, oscillated laser blasts. And
no, it was definitely good. It's meant to be watched in video, which we may have to work on in the future.
Well, as soon as I can figure out how to replace YouTube as the global media giant,
yeah,
I will let you show this on my video service.
Okay. So anyway, although the wall art is nice too. So yeah, there was several of these guys, and she was basically taking them down. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there at the end, it's time to slip on the high heels again.
Girls got to stay put together.
Yeah. I wonder if there's an auction that has sold off those high heels.
I don't know about the heels, but if you watch the documentary, there are a couple of prop collectors featured which have remarkable things from the movie. Swords, guns, Flash's final tank top, all sorts of screen use stuff.
Cool beans. Well, anyway, they're having a board meeting here. Well, maybe not.
BORED.
Yeah, this is the security service where the goggle guys are, and in the back there we have Kala, and she's in charge. And I think they're talking about a few things like where's this Dale Arden, and let's send Agent Sarkov after him. Now, Agent Sarkov, as we know, may or may not have had a brain wipe and transplant.
What could possibly go wrong?
Well, she made him a 6. She wasn't going to put up with a 3. She wanted a 6.
Well, she's whatever she wants is fine with me.
Ming. I don't know. I couldn't quite read that. But anyway.
Jay was lusting after Ming's acrylic skull.
I had a feeling. Well, and then there's there we go. One of the goggle guys has tracked her. There's Dale. She is somewhere roaming around free, but she isn't going to be free much for longer. They're going to zero in on her with Agent Sarkov.
The walls have eyes.
I guess she's on a platform there, but I was going to say, poor Clytus.
I don't think Peter Wingard's that tall of a guy, but yeah, she might be. Oh, she's up in a chair.
Yeah. But I'm saying, man, that's enough of a height difference. I'd know why he turned to the Secret Service.
Right?
Yeah. He's got to really feel somewhat inferior. And I forget what I take all these slides because I'm thinking, oh, I'll remember the conversation. Yeah. But there we go. There's
activate Topol.
Yep. Agent Sarkov. Although they gave him a number, but they're still calling him Sarkov because otherwise the audience wouldn't know who the hell they were talking about. So anyway, he's there right next to the brain thing that made friends with him. And they kept him in the same room. He's just hanging out there, and he's responding to the call. He's going to find her. And she's flailing around. Well, not flailing around, just kind of like skating around. It's kind of like the Ice Capades, but
either way, this is just cooking. We are moving. The story is happening.
Yeah, I'm trying to move it along because we have a number of slides to get through, and I always wanted to get good shots like this where you could actually see the
Clytus is one of the few characters I ever really, really desperately wanted to cosplay, and never got the chance. I love his look.
Yeah, and so they're deciding how to capture him. I think Clytus is a little bit insecure about it, but he's going to track things down another way, I believe. He said something to that effect. So anyway, Zarkov is there to try to appear as if he hasn't been mind wiped and reprogrammed and get Dale's trust. And so that's what he's sent there to do. And so the audience right now is thinking, oh no, it's a trap.
It's just wonderful sort of cloak and dagger comic book stuff. It's great.
Yeah. And nice screens for 1980. And then, although they may have been retouched in the remaster version, which this is her desk getting bigger?
Mine is. I mean, lifted itself off the ground here. I don't know. I think she has just enough control over the situation.
Well, we're not going back to measure it, so let's just say she's got an impressive desk. Here he is. His foundation. has been properly applied.
Awesome.
And, he's talking to Clytus. And see, Clytus is going to do some Secret Service stuff. He's going to go out there and try to track some things down to see what's going on because things aren't quite adding up yet. And Ming gives him the go ahead and do whatever you need to do, no matter who it may implicate. And so we have a little bit of foreshadowing there.
Yeah, Ming's up for it, whatever.
And he must be on a platform too now, because now her desk is... Does she raise and lower it? I mean, is it an adjustable desk?
Whoa, that's a great frame.
Yeah.
He is disgusted.
That's him saying, do whatever you need to do. He's not going to put up with any crap. So anyway, there we go. That's our first batch of frames. Yay. So that means we can go back here and I get to DJ a little bit more here. Oh my goodness. So what happens after our plucked versus unplucked segment? I'm not sure. Oh, I think it is reliable AI versus the unreliable AI.
It's Inga.
Yes, Inga in her Datsun, bringing on this segment. Artificial intelligence? We are postulating that it could be more intelligent than artificial intelligence. And so we'll find out here.
I'm ready.
Okay, are these borer worms real life photograph of borer worms or AI? Now, when I'm talking about borer worms, for anyone that has not seen the film yet, we of course encourage you to do so. But it is an unseen element within the film that does exist. And it is also a seen and heard element in our streams every week. In other words, when it gets boring, like now. And also, it can stand for worms that bore into you, I guess. But we'll be seeing that coming up in the film because it comes up quite shortly where the borer worms, well, you don't see them, but you see the effect they have on people's psychology.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think? Is that...
I mean, worms are pretty boring. I'm going to say, gosh, I'm going to say these are fake. I'm going to say we never got to see the real boreworms of Flash Gordon, but I'm going to give this like a 75% fake.
Alrighty. The percentage means nothing, but since you said fake more than unfake, I'll say you are correct.
Thank you.
These are AI borer worms.
Ugh. Ugh.
Now, does the fact that one in the middle,
that's a bored donut.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like an Ouroboros. The ring passed not, like the serpent eating its own tail. This is a worm that has basically symbolized samsara in the wheel of pain. Well, maybe.
That's a great pitch. I hope comment finds that. But no, we're going to say AI again.
Yeah.
Whatever the little cronut thing is there.
It would probably be advisable to anyone searching AI to try and get a good picture of any worms. Like when I was trying to do earworms and get worms for the logo, it's good to ask for worms flat, straight, and not circular.
Keep your worms
if
flat.
If you just say worms, it'll try to throw some, what do you call it, dollar store circle worms at you.
Now, I feel like one aisle of the Home Depot plumbing section just threw up on the beach here. No, this is not convincing me.
Okay.
Poor AI.
Poor AI didn't do it this week. The beach isn't bad, but at least it made it blurrier at a distance, so you could see that.
The focal lengths are interesting. What the computer thinks of relative distance is interesting.
Yeah, it makes the background like a really good skin texture pack for Minecraft.
Oh my!
what do we have here? I threw a curveball.
Now,
Now,
aside,
when we say real, let's just say not AI.
well, a physical maquette or a model, as indicated by the primer gray color, like what would be a sculpture, a concept sculpture for a movie, a science fiction movie you might be developing. But I'm going to say the lighting looks pretty rough, and I'm going to call AI on this as well.
Well, man, you must have been valedictorian because
I was a
there
quarterback.
we go. There we go. That is correct. That is a 3D model. Well, meaning 3D printed model for making boreworm sculptures.
This
And
was
so
printed in 3D?
it's called a 3D mold is what it said in the caption, and that's all I got was really a caption.
Because I was going by the lighting looking rough, so I think this is a 3D rendering of a 3D print. And
Okay. So this is a rendering of a print. Okay, because the picture next to it had the mold, and that was all white.
yeah, this is a
Okay. So wow, you're even smarter than me. Wow,
the layers formception here.
This is good, man. All right. So now we're going to move on to Princess Aura or AI. Now, when I say that, we might get the question as to whether it's a real human being or at some points it might be, and I indicated it may be a artist's design for their own, I don't know, pleasure.
Well, for all of our pleasure at this point. This looks like a movie poster clip to me. So I'm going to say this was originally a photograph.
Well, it is originally a photograph. So
Ta-da!
very good. That is, it's Anella, right? Onella Muti.
Stella Muti.
Yes.
And I'm
I was calling her Onelia during some of these searches because I thought the double L was an L-I.
Onelia, you're breaking my art. Well, all right. We can skip
here.
Come on.
Well, I was looking for either Onella or Onelia Muti, and this is
landed on a DeviantArt page for in junior high.
Was it one of those things, or was it AI?
AI.
100%. This is indeed AI. So much so, I couldn't even say Princess Aura. Okay, because that was another search I was doing was Princess Aura. And I had to change that to Disney Princess because I think a lot of my results were kind of like
filthy.
Filthy as Disney is. So, well, at least it never used to be that way. But
wow!
I was getting worried here, and I was thinking, okay, this segment may turn into a serious discussion at some point because I was not asking for anything saying. I was saying a picture of Princess Aura, and that's it. I didn't say, and I was thinking, well, is it because Princess Aura wore some scanty dresses in the film? I don't know, but it's like, wait a minute, this is not her body type at all. This is,
and it's a fine body type. Yeah, I agree with Jay in the chat. There's nothing wrong with being an amputee whatsoever. This is a lovely visage.
But I mean,
issues here. But
well, I'm going to put it this way: there's two that I couldn't include because I'm like, what the hell?
There's still
it's like I'm not asking for that. I'm not asking for Victoria's Secret.
You didn't delete them. Oh, hi. Is that Ornella? That's Ornella. I'm gonna say that's real.
Oh my goodness! An actual woman is is refreshing, is it not?
Yes.
But also you can see how like the skin has a bit of freckling and everything like that, like real skin, as opposed to
there's a legitimate amount of irregularities and blotchiness to human skin, which is incredibly
Comforting.
difficult to fake,
Comforting.
and also
So
comforting. Yes.
I think it should come back now. It's like lay
Well,
off the foundation a little bit.
I bet she smells like $1,000,000 either way. So, oh my,
And then, now this could be an artistic vision, like not just AI spitting out something. This could be somebody's art, like your friend Zach on B-Sides on Friday. Maybe he drew this.
oh, that's so mean. That is so mean. Uh no. Put this in the bin and let's move on.
You don't even want to say whether it's AI or an artist.
No, this is AI. This is very basic cut and paste elements slapped together with uneven lighting and
Well, as you can see, it's quite different than the AI stuff I got. This is actually a Brave search result. But as we know from Jay and his investigations, this may be AI.
it could
just
possibly
being
be. Yeah.
just being on Brave search does not mean it's a photo.
It's the anatomy is fine. It's just that
I think it's too robust.
the costuming is absolutely awful, and it's all very cut.
Painted on.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I think we found like the first a member of the first tribe that ever inhabited Ireland, known as the Formoans. They were prior to the Tuatha De Danann, and the
Habsburg.
Formoans did have one leg, according to Celtic myth.
Really? Can common people confirm this? I would like to know. Well, gosh, I mean, what can you say? Um, wow, she's still lovely, but clearly we are looking at an AI image.
All right, I think we got our results here from common people.
I don't know if you want me to read that.
Well, I don't know. As long as the N word isn't in it.
Necrophilia? Is that the
Well, Oh, okay. There's necromancy and then there's necrophilia. Okay, so
breaking my art?
okay, all right. Enough dark necromancy there for now. Yeah, I think this week became more of a lesson on stuff. Now let me see. Oh, there was one more last minute AI rendering here, or potentially AI rendering. Is this Common People and Amelia Bodelia?
Yes.
Or AI?
Pass. No, that's Buster Crab, and I forget her name from the original serial. It's been colorized. Looks like it might have been a hand-colored photo, but yes, that is Common People. Basically, how I picture them in my head every night when I wake up sweating, chest pains. Yes.
Yep. And Amelia doesn't take anything from nobody, so I think that's probably her. Except she's blonde. I don't know.
So we believe.
Ladies dye their hair, so you know. All right, so there we go, folks. We will put a pause on our segments for now, and I've got some more Flash Gordon the movie for you here. Mike Gorley's been tuning in. I hope you were able to catch this film, Mike.
Hello, Mike. I'll be right back. I'll be 2 seconds.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, so now I'm in the deep end. What do we have here? Well, this is Planet Arborea, and this is what they would call B-roll, basically. Let's show the setting before we get into it. And Mike, yes, he watched it today, so this will be firmly planted in your mind. I need to give Adam a chance to return here because we do have, I believe, something interesting coming up here. Flash and Ara did arrive last week when we covered this. They did arrive on Arborea. Flash is going into hiding, or arranged something with her Prince Baron, who is the prince of this moon. And there they are, kind of sneaking up on whatever's going on. Now, there we see some pretty nice Ewok architecture. A little bit above that, I think, but it is definitely. Well, no, I don't know if the Ewoks could do things as fancy as that. Uh, yes, Psyche and I will see the movie either tonight or tomorrow. I think tonight might be a possibility. We'll have to see how much energy we have after this stream.
Look at
If
that
we'll,
set.
if we'll be able to do it. Yeah, I was thinking, is this equal to or more advanced than Ewok architecture?
Well, it's superior either way. There's a bit of a famous anecdote about this set, which is they not only took over the two biggest sound stages in England, but they also rented like an 8 million square foot airplane hangar to build all this. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, the art director filled it so densely with this stuff that the cameraman couldn't get in and shoot the way he wanted to. So he kind of overdid it, but it looks like $1 million.
Yeah. And Bayona said that if this was filmed today, it would be all CGI.
Absolutely, it would.
But here they were, over here they're actually walking on a built structure there.
Not a green screen.
Yeah. And so you get this good feeling about it. Well, no, you don't get a good feeling. I don't know why the hell I said that. We're seeing what they're doing here. I do have some audio representation of this, so we're going to go to that because we got to hear what's going on. Basically, Flash and Aura is sneaking up, and we see kind of what's going on there, and now we're going to hear it. And she's got a little bit of a look on her face there.
Yeah, you could keep that screen up for as long as you'd like.
He's
great too. Sam is so handsome.
Over there? That sacred template. A young man is being initiated. But we must hide outside till it's done.
A little suggestive.
I wanted to share some of the excellent sound design.
I love
initiations. I'm sorry, I cut it off during the best part. She said, I love initiations.
Typical man.
Right after the wow, so it's an initiation, and wow. Yeah, they were beating on things and breathing heavily and stuff. I think the composer said, you know what, how about you guys take this?
Take it where, Lord? I mean, this is
Take it away!
Yeah, take it away to the bin. This is a great scene. I mean, anyone I know that likes this movie loves this scene. As a kid, it was so absolutely terrifying and weird. I can't think of anything even to relate it to in an earlier film. This is basically like random chance confirms whether you live or die after the
yes, that's what is coming up here. Now, the heavy breathing, don't let that fool you. The moaning and heavy breathing that they were doing setting up, that's not the initiation. This is the initiation. That was all context. And we see here a guy with a stick, a rain stick maybe. And there's something in a hole. And it looks like that.
You never know till you stick it down there. Yeah, it could be something bad in that hole.
And it kind of looks like that, except now and then it looks like that.
Ew. Oh, nightmares like that.
I don't think Jim Henson was involved in the making of this one.
No, but I did see in the documentary the remnants of this little puppet that they made, and of course, it's in terrible condition because it was, foam latex with just evaporate over time, and in a box full of tissue paper. But yeah, it's really cool, and the design is very similar to the larger creature we're going to see later when Flash is trying to escape. No spoilers, but
Oh, no, not at
it
all.
has this big bulbous gallbladder sort of thing going on, which is the whole thing is just frightening for a 10-year-old.
Yeah, I had to look at that a couple times and say, what is that?
Yeah.
But any case, I mean, it's not something you would want to stick your hand into.
No, it's not something you want in your hole. So everyone take notes.
But to the left there, that is kind of like I don't know, a knotted tree trunk with holes or something like that. And basically, the initiation is you stick your hand in there.
Yeah. It's in God's court now.
I think these were the initial, like, snake handlers of the South.
The nuns of Arborea, yes.
Yes. And so that's how it looks. There we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not first ashtray out of clay class at all.
17 bonus holes at once. That's it's terrible. Oh, that's horrible. Oh God. No.
Yeah, that's what you could find if you stick your hand into one of them. It just depends. I mean, if the Lord beeth with you, and I think in this case the Lord's name is Arbor, the snake doesn't bite, or the prong doesn't sting, or the gallbladder doesn't gall. Basically, you stick your hand in there, and hopefully your faith is strong, and it will not do this to your hand.
Sure. Whatever. I mean, summer camp is rough. I mean, even if you enjoy it, summer camp can just be brutal.
Yeah, and basically you're just kind of like waiting there. I mean, he has his hand in the hole, and he's just listening and waiting and just, ow!
Maybe not put your whole arm in the hole. I don't know. It seems like
Yeah,
a deal either way.
maybe find a different tribe. And that's what you get. Unfortunately, all we get, as far as information about this ritual at first, is just that he's basically begging to be killed at this point because whatever's going to happen is going to be worse than death. So just put me out of my misery now, please, Baron. And Prince Baron, being a nice sort.
Oh, yeah. He's very, very friendly.
He obliges, and they don't actually show the child being murdered. It's kind of off screen, and then we see her smile.
She loves initiations.
She loves initiations.
Can you imagine being raised for like 20 years in this weird, damp place and like, okay, well, here's your big shot at you're dying. Stick your hand in there.
Well, the moisture hole.
Oh, my God.
There we go. More beautiful architecture, and common people is speaking quickly. Bayona speaking quickly.
Oh, that guy was on Blue Peter. That's what Bayona's saying. That guy was on Blue Peter? I think I know the guy you're talking about, actually. Weirdly enough, I have watched a few episodes of Blue Peter.
I've heard of Blue Peter.
We have some magic numbers in the corner of the screen, Lawrence.
Okay. Well, I've heard of Blue Peter, but
it's a weird, like, kind of older kids show.
Yeah, it was mentioned. It was mentioned as a joke on like "Are You Being Served," which is also an older adult show.
Well done, very well.
All right, I'm free to play an audio clip, and we're gonna play it now. Oh, that's him with his hand in the hole. Sounds like a cash register.
It wasn't for Dino, I'm afraid.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there. I think I am in the loop, and it's basically going to put everyone to sleep.
Very
But yeah, they did kind of like give it space there and some time there for the
well, the sound effect from the creature is pretty disgusting and wonderful.
suspension there. You know, people were wondering what's going to happen, and they milked it and. It's like, well, it's rattlesnake like, you know?
Yeah, it's like a bladdery sound. It's kind of awful.
Well, here she comes.
Oh my goodness.
She's about to say, now that the initiation's over, Baron's free, and he says, I'm free. And they have a little bit of a face. I mean, he was just surprised she came at all.
Right.
You know, he's like,
had to play this game before.
But she's like, well, say hello to my little friend. And he wasn't really in the mood for a threesome. And
no, he's not into blondes.
Nope. And there's his reaction.
I want to look up how old Timothy Dalton was in this because he looks like a man, but he must have been incredibly young in this.
Well, we'll get a little bit of Timothy Dalton, a tiny bit of trivia coming up shortly.
Okay.
And so we can talk a little more Tim Dalton then, and that means you have a little bit of time to look things up on Google.
Yeah. Brave search.
He'll get a few more kisses in. I think he's like, she basically said, if you don't keep this flash for me, you'll never see me again. And
which she probably says like 3 or 4 times a week. You know,
yeah,
she's that kind of girl.
Yep. But he decides, all right, we'll keep Flash here, but he's got some other plans for him because, you know, he doesn't like blondes. But Flash does say to the guard, does she, do people ever believe her twice?
Yeah.
Do they ever trust her twice? Something like that.
From the mouths of Flash. Yeah, he's just like, geez.
Yeah.
Hanging around too long.
Oh, now there we go. It's back to Mongo City. Take me down to the Mongo City where the girls are green and the grass is pretty. All right. And they are leaving. They are on, I guess, a sky cycle or some such aero vehicle. And they run into that, which kind of jolts them a little bit. I mean, they were talking. I mean, he basically told her that he basically was able to save his mind because he thought of wonderful things like Einstein as he was having his mind erased. And
Even a song from the Beatles.
Yes, and so he remembered this stuff. Somehow he tucked it into a mind sack, and it was there. He's back,
everyone, brace yourself. Timothy Dalton was born in 1946.
Ooh.
So that puts him, this is 1980. That puts him at
34
here.
33, 34.
And God knows how old for James Bond. That's insane. I had no idea. Well, he looks great. All right.
Yeah. And we're going to mention something else he did right after this. Now, here, Zarkov and what's her nuts? Dale, yeah, she's like, hey, you know, what's this? And then we're going to have, oh no, we're going to have another segment because this is a cliffhanger. And I've decided we're going to end the pouches, the packets of Flash Gordon frames on cliffhangers. Bit of a hanger there. Sad that Amelia Bedelia is not live with us now, but she'll probably have some choice words to say after. So anyway, it's time for some atomic testing. What are we going to do in the other segment with doth it pleaseth the Emperor? Well, I guess you could say if it pleases him from the chat.
I would know if it's something pleased Jay or not.
Okay.
I feel like we've gotten pretty close over the years.
All right. Well, anyway, this is some testing for you. I did some AI rendering of Flash Gordon, and I got this, and it kind of reminded me of. Did you ever see that music video by Pogo called Data and Picard?
No, that one I don't know. But if I had to guess, he would be dancing to Nick Rhodes' solo album from Duran Duran. This is lightning image created.
Well, I'll have to email you the link to that afterwards. I don't know if you've heard of Pogo. He does like remixes of Disney stuff,
No,
but
I
he
know
also
the
did,
artist. Yeah, I do know the
but
artist.
he did the Star Trek Next Generation remix. Hold on, hold on, hold on, yeah. That sort of thing, and a bunch of clips from episodes, and it was really cool. But he does some dancing in it, and it's kind of like this. All right, we got sidetracked. So anyway, what is he dancing to? Nick Rhodes' solo album? No, it was the Flash Gordon soundtrack by Queen.
Oh, his makeup is flawless, regardless. Whatever. He's dancing to the tune of his own drum. That's what he's doing. Oh my god!
Why is Ming upset?
Because they took tofu off the menu at Panda Express. That's why. Worst corporate decision ever.
Well, actually, no. He's still upset about the doppelganger. She wasn't.
Yeah, if Melody Anderson turned out to be her, I'd be a little upset. But
yeah, well, I wouldn't be that upset, but Ming, yeah, he's ruthless.
That's true.
So he's ruthless, and he doesn't take second best or third best.
Oh, hey Scott, welcome to the chat, buddy.
Hello. So, what is Ming thinking about here as he is that sharpening a blade or holding a blade?
I feel like he's a Barbasol man.
Well, that's very close because he's thinking of a hairless cat.
I like my cat, so I like my. All right, moving on.
All righty. So anyway, we're back to Flash again. What is he missing in this picture?
Genitalia.
Oh, you are so good. Yes, he is mixing one of those. Okay, we're trying here. We're trying.
Wavelength. It's disturbing as this frequency may be.
We are one engine down. You know, and this and this is a propeller plane here. We're one engine down.
Snake Man.
Well, this is what happens to you when you show up at Prince Baron's doorstep as a stray.
Uninvited to the party.
Yeah. And behind them is those poor snake guys. They had it rough in this movie.
It makes no sense, and it just looks so great visually. It's just wonderful.
And so he's like, well, Flash did tell him, why don't you guys, fight back against Ming? It's, I don't know. Something like that. He probably said it much better because he actually got Timothy Dalton to act a little bit and show like he might feel like that's the right thing to do. But no.
It's probably because Ming turns people inside out with the power of his mind. Something like that.
Yeah, he might be acting out of fear. And so here we go. It's time to lower this beautiful construction of snake people and Sam into a bog.
Yeah, we're crabbing in North Carolina, folks. You put some turkey necks down in the cage, and then you lower it and check it every once in a while, and before you know it, you've got a luscious seafood dinner.
Yes, it's got some dangling kelp there as well. And they lower it back in. That's what they do. That's how they basically soften you up the night before they execute you.
Blanching or parboiling.
Oh dear, things aren't going better over here because Princess Aura came back, and there you see Callow with a whip. And
so sorry we have to look at her from this angle.
Well, you wouldn't want to see those bruises on the front.
Oh
no.
wow.
Well, there we go. Kayla strikes a pose after her first lash.
I think high camp is the classy word for what we're watching here. It's it's a little burlesque. It's a little erotic, a little weird.
Yeah. And she's like basically doing the torturing, and Clytus is just watching. And
if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. It's really.
And she doesn't. Obviously, she doesn't like it being tortured like that. And Clytus,
a little.
He gets in on the act. Tell us what you know. Tell us that. They're not playing the good cop bad cop thing on her. They're bad cops.
They're
all
both
the way
bad
around.
cops for sure. Yeah.
Although there was one good cop moment. We're going to hear it in just a moment, because right about here is when she says, "I don't enjoy doing this."
Sure.
But we'll find out. Let's see if there's any veracity to that. We're going to have to hear this.
Prepare for torture!
Confess, and we won't hurt you anymore. We don't like doing this at all.
Never!
Bring me the boar worms.
No! Not the boar worms! Prepare for torture!
Confess.
Oh, yes. In fact, I think the original lines were, "Play her earworms."
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, no, not the earworms."
Earworms. No. I think we have a new intro in the making here.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to clip that. I think we could get away with a 5-second clip, because I like her face to be in it.
We just did, yeah. Well, we'll be good.
Yeah. And there she is, still spread out, tied down. I mean,
the theme with the metal hands is still going, which is great. Like, there's a great continuity with that. We see them at the beginning when the Flash first comes out of the space capsule. Great stuff all around. I mean,
but basically, also Clytus told her, "I'm going to get those boar worms," and she's like, "No," and she decides to pull some rank on him, saying, "Ming will be upset with you to find out you've done this to me." And we find out, no, he's having a martini.
Oh, that pink outfit is fabulous.
Oh my goodness. It's kind of like a electric pinkish, purplish, pinklish.
He's got a dish of Jelly Bellies, and he's just having a great time.
So they actually just opened up the screen for that. He's right there in the room. She's like, "No,
Father, you bastard!"
And anyway, back to Planet of Trees, and he happens to be playing a little pipe thing, and I was going to share it. I was going to clip it and share it, and I was like,
Amelia's here.
Oh, Amelia. Oh, my goodness.
We've done such a tribute to you this episode. Have to go back and watch it, Amelia.
Well, we'll at least flash her that one bit. But in any case, this guy is playing the pipes. I didn't include it because he wasn't very good at it. I think he's just practicing. But anyway, it was a use of the OB-X, I'm sure. Some synth was playing that.
Yeah, but big shout out to Richard O'Brien, an incredibly talented, funny guy.
Yeah. And he kind of bears a resemblance to Peter Woodward, too.
Who's Peter Woodward?
Well, he did some Egyptian documentaries, and also played the what was that? The techno warlock or techno mage in Babylon 5, but not the main series, the Crusade thing.
Okay, so I'm absolutely out of that.
That's why he's doing Egyptian documentaries.
Okay.
So anyway, there's
Let me see this Hawkman again.
Well, wait a minute. I need to explain something first. For those who haven't seen the movie and do want it spoiled for them, he suggests an idea to Baron. You know what? There's a way you can get rid of this Flash without breaking your promise to Aura. And Flash is like still there with a guy that's giving up hope in the wet cage, and then they decide, oh, there's someone swinging in.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We've witnessed like 8 acts of subterfuge in a row. Like everyone is just scheming behind the scenes. This place is crazy.
And there's one of your favorite guys.
Yeah, I love the Snake Man. I really do. And I still, to this day, don't even know if like that's their real eyes or if they're wearing weird lenses in front of the mask. I don't know, but
I thought it was a hand.
They never blink. It could be a puppet. I don't know.
That's what I thought.
It looks so cool.
At least in the prison scene. But anyway, there's the Pied Piper, and he's being thrown into the cage because he's actually hatching a plan. But Flash is like happy to have this guy because he got thrown in the cage, but he stole the guard's keys at the same time.
Yeah, Flash is very naive, very honest, very all-American boy.
And now we're back here again.
Is this your stimulus receipt, Clytus? Yes.
Well, this is where Clytus got the, what do you call it, the confession from Princess Aura because earworms was too unbearable for her. And so now he is basically happy to have that. And he promises Clytus, however, don't worry, we're not going to have her exterminated. We're going to send her to Phrygia for a year to have her cool off. And then after that, you get to marry her if you want to, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And nice little, that's the mind control thing there in the background. It's kind of cool.
It's very James Bond.
The mind wiper.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, although in James Bond, those types of beams like go down the center of your legs to your crotch.
I expect you to die, Mr.
Which was that Moonraker, or which one was that? I remember it was Roger Moore that was tied down.
It's an earlier one.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat will tell
Trivia for the chat. Which James Bond film had Roger Moore almost have his parts lasered off? Oh, the Hawk people are taking Zarkov and Dale to, Jay believes it's Goldfinger.
I trust Jay on that one.
But anyway.
These actors are literally 40 feet in the air in front of a giant green screen. They're actually up in the rafters all day long filming this stuff. Amazing.
Yeah, and no wonder she feels like that.
Yeah, well.
And the sandals, you got to smell the guy's feet right next to you.
After a full English breakfast, this is not where you want to be.
Sean Connery Goldfinger, yes.
Oh.
But I remember I thought it was Roger Moore that was going to have it lasered off. Well, anyway, I guess we'll have to do some James Bond in the future. I wonder if there's any good synth in it.
You would say.
So anyway, Zarkov, he's all right. He's like, look over there. Because she's kind of feeling sick. You know, she was the one that had problems with heights in the initial plane fight.
On a roof.
Yeah. He actually sees that. And that happens to be, the Hawk people's place. I forget what the name of their moon was. Hawkia? Hawk-Tui.
Hawk-Tua, yeah. God, I hate that joke. All right.
All right. Well, here we go. I'll never say it again as long as I live. Mind control.
Just another amazing set piece coming up here.
Yes. That is Hawk-Tui. And he's there just kind of like talking to people, hanging out. And I don't know. She doesn't look all that comfortable, but she's hanging out with
him. Because of where his hand is, I'm guessing.
Woo! Oh, that's right. I think he goosed her.
Yeah, he gooses Melody Anderson here in a minute.
And there's I don't know, Sideshow Bob. Oh no, his name is Beano or something like that.
Wait, what?
No, his name is actually mentioned at some point in the movie, but it was some 2-syllable simple thing like that. Okay, well, anyway, he's just like, hey, look, we got company, but he's a cheerful guy.
Yeah, I like this guy.
And anyway, there she is with. I every time I see that, it's like those reindeer antlers that people wear at Christmas. And it looks like they're a little worn out.
You can hang a
Not
little
quite
off of that. Yeah.
not quite perky anymore. But anyway, they come in there, and he's like, what am I going to do with you guys? And he decides, well, maybe we should just send you back. They had these like foot clamp thing. He's like, yeah. He lifts her up on this thing with foot clamps on it. She gets clamped, and there it looks like Zarkov's hands get clamped, and they're like, Ming will pay us a reward for this, or something. Or basically, we don't need people like you around here because we're trying to prostrate ourselves in peace, We don't want any trouble.
Yeah, you don't want your prostrate flaring up.
Okay. So anyway, I'm going to remove this because we are going to go back to our segments. We have one more segment to go, but because Amelia just showed up, I guess we should get her thoughts on this since we are doxing her in a way.
In a friendly way. Yes.
There we go. And common people will be the one on the right.
Most likely, but not 100%.
You never know. It is the internet.
What do you think, Amelia? Is this a possible alternate multiverse timeline that is happening?
Cock and doodle doo. Oh, that's right. She did notice that we are. Oh, not that.
Whoops.
We were serving up some fine cock this evening. Let's go back here. Here we go. Real quick there. Yes, we have some cock. Plucked or unplucked. You'll have to see it on the rewind, Amelia. You don't get off that easy here.
Look,
all right.
We'll smooth out of that once it's full size.
Maybe she was asking about common people.
Oh, we're too far. There we go. Oh,
yeah. Maybe she was asking about common people. Was he plucked or unplucked? All right. Anyway, doth it pleaseth the emperor? I know that.
I know the answer because nothing pleases the emperor.
Well, there might be a few things. After Flash Gordon, the next work that Timothy Dalton did was Jane Eyre. And here you get to see a poster from that. So I was curious as to whether that film pleased the emperor or not. Jane Eyre. Is he into the classic romance? And
just to stick my neck out, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Just a guess. Whether he's sat through it with his lovely wife, I don't know.
I haven't seen it myself, know nothing about it, but I've learned that Timothy Dalton did this next. Or it may have been somewhat simultaneously.
You know more than I do.
Well, I looked it up because I wanted to try and work it in somehow. A little bit of trivia. I don't know what's airy about her, but anyway, Jane Eyre had her own movie, and she got Timothy Dalton to kiss her.
Well, the emperor has spoken. He believes Jane Eyre is on par with Jethro Shorts, and that's a bold statement. Wow.
Now, are these the shorts he wears or the video clips he sends in?
Yeah, they're roughly the same in appearance, smell.
Okay. Well, anyway, not to be outdone, at the same time, Brian Blessed was working on Cats. Well, her too, but Cats.
He's so delightful. Just looking at a picture of him makes me happy.
He played some cat. Going along with our theme tonight, we have some furry as well as hairless cats. In this, we would call it a Broadway musical, but it was London-based, I believe, at first.
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
I was living in New York in the 80s when Cats became the phenomenon there. and it was inescapable.
But this was like 81, almost simultaneous with this film. He was,
I'll take your word for it. If
or
it's,
it was like right after, because when I read it, it placed both of them in the same time frame. So maybe in London it started first. I don't know. I don't know if Katz is one of those. What's his name? Oh, the big British musical composer and writer.
Barbara will know this right away.
Yeah, Roger Waters even had some choice words about him. He did Phantom of the Opera.
Yes. I'm blanking.
Breaks the piano lid, comes down and breaks his fucking fingers.
Roger Hammerstein. I don't know. I can't remember.
No, not Rogers and Hammerstein.
See, Babs says it.
What?
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Oh, Lloyd Webber. Yeah. So Babs, did he also do Cats?
I believe he did.
Because was that Somewhere or no, Memories? Yeah, that was a big ballady thing from that, and that's what he does. He does these musicals.
Webber was printing money in the 80s. Like,
yes,
he was unstoppable.
Psyche confirms it. So anyway, that's what Brian Blessed was doing, and you see, he basically had the same personality. He played supposedly a cat named Old Deuteronomy. So it's apparently a biblical musical as well, because Old Deuteronomy.
Brian Blessed just defines, I think the expression "larger than life" was created to describe Brian.
Well,
Blessed.
she certainly seems to be surprised,
and now she knows his religion. That's little.
Well, anywhere. There we go. Bit of trivia because we aim to please. Now, yeah, if that didn't please the emperor, this might.
But he's got the best seat in the house.
Deb initiation.
Yep. Oh yeah. Well,
that's how it goes.
He's no innocent soul, but yeah, this is how we do it in Mingo City.
Mingo. What do we have here? Look. There we go.
The chat is thrilled. Don't worry about it. Everyone.
Well, I'm just wondering what he's saying. Oh, hell yes. Yeah, we got our answer. We wanted one. And we are done with the silly segment, so we get to focus on the film now. But in order to do so, I might need to do another step momentarily. Let me see if my mind works. Yes, we left off here, so we're going to do one more segment. Then I need to load a few more files, and while we load those files, I do have an intermission. It will not be as long and as really off track as my radio piece last week that basically caught Jay speechless. Anyway, Zarkov is here, and that he decides, maybe I should keep you prisoner, but maybe not, maybe not.
He's about to goose melody right there. Right there.
Yeah, you see him sneaking up from the side. Oh, and he's left-handed. Wow, that's sneaky.
It's so great. What a great
moment. Yeah, I tried to snap that, but it was just a little bit too blurry. But she did get, now her antlers are sticking up. There we go. It's the Christmas party. No wonder that people are grabbing ass.
Office parties, yeah, just shut the off. It's just let it happen.
And now one thing he's getting upset about now is, like, first of all, he doesn't want trouble from Ming. He wants to turn him in and stuff, but they're arguing about it, and so he mostly is upset that we had to cut to Arborea. And that's where we see Flash coming up the ropes along with Richard O'Brien. And Richard O'Brien pretty quickly, it hardly had a chance. It's like, no, I am working with the evil ones now. It basically, Flash asked, where are the weapons? And he said, right behind you. And so there we go.
Get a taste of this. Yeah.
And now we have a good idea. Baron has a good idea. It's like here he's like saying Hail Ming or something like that. But basically, he's saying we need to put you through this ritual now because you are in this sacred temple.
There's a lot of weird rules. I mean, you could
Yeah.
cut the guy's throat and make whatever story up you want, but the movie has to happen.
I have a feeling that Baron was a little bit more thinking, well, if we get him to stick his hand in a hole a few times,
Yeah, well, let's watch.
eventually it's going to get bit. And so they decided to do this challenge, and there we go. Flash is putting his hand in the hole. And,
Good frame.
well, I guess that didn't work out.
No, that's good. No.
Well, no, he's putting his hand in the hole because they both are basically going to alternate. And then there's some
For a
more
while.
hole work there. And then he's like, I'm changing the rules. You're going to do it twice in a row now. And so Flash does it. He sticks his hand in. Bit of armpit there. Yeah, I also saw glistening things on his arm. Is that just glitter?
He's still got goo on him from climbing up out of
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So
Good they keep it realistic.
Yeah. All right.
All right. And so, uh-oh.
Oh, my gosh.
He had problems. That's wrong hole, wrong time. You got to get your timing right when you're exploring different holes.
Can't rush putting your whole arm in the hole there.
Yeah. And, oh, yeah. Too much. Anyway, he went for it, and he's like, oh, what now? And Baron's like saying, you're going to have a torturous, long, aggravating death. You're going to go mad, you know, basically. And that's when most people say, oh, just kill me now. But
fooled you, Baron. Ha!
Yep. I got you. And he basically holds him captive for about 2 seconds until he can just get away. He's saying, let me go or you won't have a prince. And so they let him go, and he basically goes down the ropes. And then Baron is going to go after him because they cut to him, and he says, I'm going on the hunt. I shall hunt my own prey. And fortunately, his prey fell in goo pretty quickly.
Yeah. I see we have a cue in the corner.
Oh, I think I wanted to share the delightful sounds here.
One move and you're looking for a new prince.
Oh, this is their competition. Oh, no. This is right after.
Leave him! He's mine! I hunt him alone.
Ordana Scotzi. Great synth, great liquid sounds.
Yeah, I do try to play some synths now and then. Hold on, I am going to have to mute myself.
Yeah,
there we go. I had to do a cough there because anytime I do that, basically I start coughing.
That wasn't on the original soundtrack. Wow.
No, that was me.
You were right on key there. That was amazing.
I can do some things right. All right, here we go. Baron decides this is my prey. I'm going to hunt them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still in the pudding.
Yeah, we got a wet, dirty Flash.
And there we get, he was able to pull himself out. He lays down. It's like, and then, oh.
I love this monster. I love it. It's so silly in hindsight, but I just love it. It's all rubbery and gross and full of slime, and It's like a giant gallbladder.
It gives me memories of this one that was, I think it was a Krell. That had like a brain, exposed brain, a bird beak, but all these tentacles too.
From like a 50s movie?
I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat knows.
Wow.
The Krell, brain on top of like bird beaks and then these tentacles. Now here there was no brain or bird beak, but that thing in the middle, I don't know. Is that the thorax?
I don't know. This guy's
dirty old boy.
Krell shampoo, I think, is what's going on here.
Krell, Krell, not Prell.
No, well, okay. Your way.
Okay, have it your way. Have it halal way, like last week. All right, there we go. Flash is getting throbbed to death. I don't think I got any sound of this, but it was pretty.
Also pretty juicy.
It was pretty interesting. And there he is. He decides he's gonna
pew pew
shoot the thing first because he wants to be the one to kill Flash. I was about to call him Flask.
We do have sound here. There's a magic number in the corner.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, make it happen.
5 already. 5. All right, here we go. Alrighty, so that's the sound of his struggle with the throbbing tentacle beast. And it's pretty, the gunshot that takes out the beast after. Well, I think back then the only way to do sounds like that was for somebody to really be, or you piss off a bear and stick a mic at it, you know.
That'll be the last sound you record.
Yes. Well, you know what, folks? I think I know what we're going to do because we are at the ends of this group of slides, and I need to bring in a whole bunch of slides. And in order to do that properly, we're going to have an intermission here.
Is this my big dance number?
Who? What?
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off.
Oh, no, it's not hard to do that. We are going to check in with a good friend, Mike Mountain Hawk of the Hawk People, Gorley.
Nice.
And we're going to play one of his most recent music videos. I mean, last week after the stream, I checked it out. He had like 2 or 3 last week, maybe one more this week. He's been releasing some content, and I'm like, I was listening to this one. I was like, I got to play this. And so I am going to play this for us while I load up the next slides.
Thank you, Mike. Oh dear.
Hey!
I mean, that was an epic piece, but I feel like it could have taken a longer turn. StreamYards, everybody.
Are you seeing my slides?
Yes, I see Zarka from the last batch of slides.
It's still showing that I'm. Thank you, StreamYard. Thank you, you son of a bitch.
By the way, did you get your happy email from StreamYard? They're raising their prices like 400%.
I'm going to have to do something, I think. Anyway, that's a discussion for other people other times. Just so we don't ruin this great music video that we have here, I am going to play from the beginning again and then do this right.
One more time. Well, you definitely did it one more time.
Shit!
Should you be? Wait, should you be playing a presented file while you're trying to bring it?
Shit!
Lawrence, you may have a problem. And
I know I have a problem. I have every kind of problem there is. Oh, shit.
Now I just feel bad.
I feel bad for Mike. Oh, fuck.
You know, if you'd have just played like this is what you intended to do, which is just a sampler of Mike Curley's channel, everything would have been fine.
Well,
that went pretty well.
Yeah, I think we should do that again sometime. Present some of Mike's music while I fumble around to do things.
I have the same problem, buddy.
But I tell you that aesthetic certainly did go with what I was doing. I successfully got 3 sets of slides loaded up out of 8 that I have left.
Well,
So,
that's something.
I'm going to do the 4th right now, and then I'm halfway through that. So,
No,
you know what I mean?
Load them up. We'll cover for you.
There's always hope. There's always hope. That's what Flash Gordon teaches us. And silence on that thought.
No, I guess
so. I guess there's not always hope.
Studio.
Oh, but anyway.
Hanging here.
Yeah, one would think there isn't hope here, but that is not Baron's laser beam. That is another laser beam blasting Baron's gun out of his hand, and I apologize for everything I've done to you and your lineage, Mike Gorley. Link in the description for some of Mike's great music. And we did an episode featuring his music a few weeks in the past. Mike has provided me with a bunch of Monty Python material. We might We might do a journey through some Monty Python next week.
I'm up for that.
Maybe some moments from the Flying Circus. Perhaps we will look for a little Holy Grail.
Let's do it.
We will see. It all depends. He's found some organ in it. And so that gives us a license to to play around there. All right. Some of the greatest moments of my childhood.
On camera, Lawrence.
I am. Join me in this pit of hell.
Wow, we really took the curtain down tonight.
Yes, we did. I blame Jay. When Jay's here, he keeps things.
We've won up Friday night.
All right, so there we go. What's this? Yeah, I went all Kelsey Shannon there for a moment. All right, so this is, what's his nuts? Yeah, the Hawk people. They're doing it. They're rescuing Flash.
It's that guy.
Oh, it's this guy again! Ah!
I think your ones have reached your brain, and I'm sorry for B-Side's influence on you.
Yes. Oh, they were throwing all sorts of cutscenes at me. So
that, everyone, look at that ship. That is amazing.
You know it's Mardi Gras. Oh man. So this is Ming's vessel. And we don't know why yet, but the Hawk people paid a visit to Baron's Arborea, and we're just there in the nick of time to blast his gun away, and then we're here already. We're here at Ming's. Oh, it's so nice.
They're regrouping over on Arborea.
Yeah, it's
nice. Kind of like when you're the husband and you sit down in the Sharper Image massage chair at the mall, and your wife is still looking for shoes. I just want to perpetuate that stereotype. Thank you.
Well, this looks like a Sharper Image or Brookings or whatever the different one. Brookstone, yeah, all those things I can't afford. And they're kind of watching things going on. The Hawk people are flying around. They don't like the look of that. So they wake up Ming, who apparently sleeps vertically.
Clytus.
Oh, Clytus.
When they first slide the door open, you do see his little slab raise up a little bit, but you don't see it go down in the cut.
Well, here's what I thought. The voice sounded more like Ming's to me, and I was like, but that's Clytus's mask. Ooh. So I was thinking maybe Ming wears a mask like that too on occasion, like when he's sleeping.
One thing I noticed on the rewatch was the little floating robot orb at the beginning sounds a lot like Max von Sydow. Sounds a lot like Ming, but it's clearly not him. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, we have to look through the credits for the floating thing. Yeah. But anyway, I guess it's a laydown facility, and I was wondering, why would Clytus get one of those? He's not that high up.
I'm exhausted. I don't know about Clytus.
But. Well, anyway, he's laying down, but he's like, gives them permission to search or do whatever the hell they need to do. But I guess they just wanted to show that, it's nice at the top or near the top. And yeah.
All you have to do is torture your boss's wife or daughter. Yeah.
Well, Baron's now, he was taken prisoner. Well, kind of prisoner. Mostly the Hawk people just like grab you and talk to you. And they be goosey now and then.
Anything could happen, folks. Anything.
So they're like,
you want to hear that AI birthday song I downloaded? It's pretty good.
Well, actually, it was more like this. It's like, if you want to hold me here, you need to offer me the right of Article 17, Chapter 3, verse 2 and 7, where it means I have the right to fight someone to the death and work it out that way. And his secretary says, yes, that's true. There is such a rule. And that's the guy he wants to fight. He wants to fight Flash. So it's like, all right, that's a great rule. It's like 2 prisoners get to fight to the death, and one of them wins, and you don't need to.
Weird confluence of people following the rules and not following the rules all
Yeah.
at once happening here. Little...
Well, these guys were staying there, and they've been hanging out with the Hawk people a little bit, so they're about to walk out. And he was telling her, guess what? We have like 14 hours before the Earth gets destroyed. And then right across this big stage, the lovers estranged and separated from each other, coming together, running across great distance, about to hug each other. Well, they do it here in front of the great Hawkwarium.
3 stars, great view, no hand towels, but would rent again.
Should go to their site and drop that comment. So anyway, she grabs a hold of her big manly He-Man, and yeah, Voltan, it's Voltan, is he doesn't like PDA, public displays of affection. So it's about time, but he does like man fights. So they ring the gong. They ring the gong. That's a nice gong.
Gong show.
Or metal, ribbed condom. But anyway, here we go. Here's where the fight shall take place on the saucer. And
that wonderful platform up on a big old gimbal with inflatable rubber spikes that shoot up and down.
Oh yeah, there's some
Very
features
cool
to this that unfold as time goes on. But basically, they're fighting with whips, and that's what happens. You grab your whip and you try to whip each other. I think there's one whip there, and you got to fight over it.
There's
and
2
then
at first. There's 2
okay.
And then the prince will kick one off, so Flash can't get it. But I'm spoiling the fight scene. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I think I've spoiled the whole stream. And anyway, here we go. Baron is showing you the main way to kill your opponent in here is just to throw him off into the
horror of matte lines on a blue screen
of cotton candy.
It is charming though.
Yes, but anyway, here we go. Whip it
good.
I was going to sing that, but I realized there's not much singing to do.
You just not singing.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Somehow Can't Touch This is coming into my head instead. That's the opposite sentiment. Don't whip it. All right. So anyway, there's the whipping going on because they are whipping it. And here's his remote control.
Awesome. It's by Coleco, I believe.
Yeah, it's even. I wonder if you can relocate the spikes using that controller at the top. But anyway, that's his remote, and you see one of the things it can do is make the saucer wobbly. And this was actually mechanically happening. I mean,
this is a real set piece, folks.
So they had to choreograph the fight and deal with seasickness and spikes.
Yep.
Now you said rubber, so that's at least
they are allegedly inflatable spikes. They're hydraulically controlled. Yep. So that if an actor rolls over on one, they
and so you hear that sound every time they come in.
Yeah.
Ah.
Thanks, Jay.
There we go.
But this is a great scene. I mean, like, if you weren't invested in the movie before, this is just fantastic comic book action.
Yeah. Spike come up every now and then. They're whipping at each other. One gets the advantage, then the other, and they go back and forth. And I think at this point it was kind of weird. She says, Flash, I love you, but the Earth is going to be destroyed in 14 hours.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, do you mind not?
Typical.
Can you hurry this up? I know you're fighting to your death, but can you hurry up?
He's like, I'll be right there. I'll be right there.
He was far more altruistic than that. He was actually telling Baron, if you kill me, do you promise to join forces with Voltan and fight Ming? So he wasn't thinking of himself.
Nope.
And there we go. Baron moves him to the edge. Ooh, and there was a bunch of bleeding going on.
Yeah,
I
a
guess
lot of
that
weapon.
happens with spikes.
A lot of weapon.
And a lot of whipping. And there we go. They're at the end. Well, no, Baron slides down. That's right.
And I think he
Baron
somersaulted.
slides down and he's like struggling to hold on, and it looks like Baron's going to lose and fall into the void. But nope. Um, Flash gets his whip and lowers himself down so that he could grab his hand or have him grab his hand, and they work their way out of there. And
What?
Voltan's like, "What are you doing?
Finish
him! Finish him! You're wasting time." And finally, I took this screenshot because they got the handshake that Flash was looking for. When he first came to the planet, he tried to shake the hand of one of the pig people, and they weren't having it, zapped him. But here, he got a handshake finally. And it's because Prince Baron says, "I shall follow you." Because, you're caring for more than yourself.
I think the line is, "Where you go, I will follow."
Wherever you go. Okay, and anyway, and then he says, he declares victory. No. He's saying, "Join me and Flash. There is something worth fighting for here." And it's what Voltan was asking, and Zathro, or whatever the fuck. I mean, Zarkov.
This guy.
Voltan and Zarkov were talking because Voltan's like, "What's going on here?" And Zarkov says, "It's humanity." And so, the humanity has really crossed over to Baron. And Baron says, let's stick together and fight. And so the allegiance is starting to form, but unfortunately, I guess it's the Clytosian or Clitorian pleasure cruise.
Hot, sweaty, and Emperor Goodwin shows up. Oh no, wait, this is Clytus. I take that back.
Yeah. See, I thought it was, but
yeah.
Anyway, they're showing up. He's showing up, and he says, "Hawk people, go to battle stations, save yourselves, run for your lives, all three at once."
Yeah.
And here comes the Dodge Caravan from the main cruiser, and there we go.
What is the mini of the Honda Odyssey from Deadpool Wolverine?
Yes. And Clytus comes in style, man. It's like a rap video. So anyway, he shows up and he just says, "Okay, you're a traitor. You're going to be killed." So that's what's supposed to happen to Zarkov. And then Dale, he knows the Emperor still really wants her, so she's supposed to go back and, I don't know, get really clamped down now.
Fall back.
Yeah. And before going to Flash, he's telling Baron that, "You're a traitor. We're gonna take you out." But Baron says, "Hold on a second, Clytus," and he kind of sneaks in a little bit of a knee to the groin there. Totally Rochambeau's Clytus. And then you can see Flash coming because he kind of like does a tag team thing where he lets it go. He says, "Flash, come here." And Flash comes up, gets Clytus, and then does that, throws him on the spikes.
So
and
famously here during shooting, Peter Wingard, who plays Clytus, had a little bit of a tantrum on set because he suspected that there would be a sequel to this movie, and he didn't want Clytus to die. It apparently held up shooting for hours.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about not the right time to do that. I didn't know they allowed that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I can't recommend the documentary enough. You will find out so much information. So, Life After Flash, it's free on Pluto TV.
Okay. We actually are able to do that because it's free. Yeah, and here is this what they had to fight, and so they finally settled on, okay, you're just going to fade away like a Jedi.
your eyeballs are going to fall out of your mask, and your tongue's going to come out like a a poorly cooked hors d'oeuvre. And yeah, but if not to skip ahead too far, if you remember the last scene right before the credits, there's a black glove reaching for
Oh,
Ming.
I know. We got that. We got that coming up. But yeah, this was like the first Mongo person death, like true Mongo, high up Mongo person,
Yes.
Mongo royalty death. And so I was like, what is a Jedi death? Did he just gas away, slip away in the night like a sleek fart? I don't know. But you said you noticed some eyeballs and stuff coming out.
Yeah. Oh, there's a gnarly scene here, which definitely is imprinted on my.
Yeah, it looked like it was kind of like a whoopee cushion going down with a leak pretty bad. But I didn't know there was chunks coming out. Well,
The
anyway.
power of air pressure compels you. Yes.
Well, anyway, there's another look at it. I mean, bring them back. Fart cloud. Yes, Amelia Bedelia. We didn't see the cloud, but you could hear it.
There it is.
Oh.
Look at that, folks. Those, I'm going to go ahead and guess, are real sheep's eyes, maybe. I don't know about the tongue. I don't know what's going on there.
But, so I captured it and didn't know what I was looking at. Oh, well.
It's gnarly, whatever it is. That is super nightmare fuel for a 10-year-old. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, and there's a whole audience there. So basically, they're like, "Oh, damn! You've just killed Ming's top dog there. Now what?
You're in trouble. We're in a lot of trouble now."
Well, Flash had the idea, and Baron seems to be supporting him. Let's fight, and that's what he's telling Voltan.
Oh, it's gonna ruffle a lot of feathers upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Well, he is the main feathered one. And he's swinging his thing around saying, we're going to run away. I'll show you. Watch us fly.
We don't have a permit. Run!
And, man, I was thinking, like, is that like the angel Gabriel there to the left? Well, maybe. Well, whatever. So anyway, the Hawk people are flying off, and the rest are stuck there with a deflated Clytus. And that's it. Now they're trying to think, what are we going to do now? We're not in a great position here because the Hawk people are gone, and it's just the four of us. They can't climb down to the planet. They'd probably be shot down or atomized, as they said.
Yeah, they say blown to atoms about 18 times in this sequence.
Yeah.
Makes me happy, but how about a little royalty check? Flash's big idea is to parachute, and Dale's like, oh, no, well, it's like 15 miles down. And
well, Zarkov has yet another idea. He's decided to wave the white flag. That's what's the blur there in the middle. They're waving a flag at Ming to say, we surrender.
Yeah, he still wants to do the secret agent gambit, which is probably not at this point the best play.
Yes.
It buys him a little time. There's Jake Goodwin's skull cap, and we have an Indiegogo running. If you'd like to own your own Ming the Merciless skull cap, you can donate $8 million, and
they're selling like hotcakes, I hear.
Oh,
whoa! Yeah. Wait a minute, 8 million?
Yeah.
Oh no! I thought it was 8 million Venezuelan bolivars.
Well, we do take Bitcoin.
Pick.
It will be 3D modeled after a scan of your own skull.
Wow, you guys have been thinking about this for a while. All right.
Yeah, we've been busy.
All right. And so, that's the Dodge Caravan leaving, but with them. and they head on over, but Ming's not on it, because Ming's there like, all right, you guys, you're going back. You surrendered, you're going back. But Flash, I've got plans for you. You see this right here? This is a timeshare in Disney. Disney World near Orlando, Florida.
Well, it's adjacent to Disney World.
And he's like, I can get you a good deal there where you would rule that timeshare. and then I wouldn't kill you. You would just rule it. But he said, after all the hot hail that's been raining down on the people there, they'll be quite bendable, and they'll be easy for you to rule. How about that? But I'd like your Dale Arden, so you got to set your sights a little differently. If
Let's
you were looking at
reframe this
her.
whole thing. Yeah, what if we destroyed civilization on Earth and you could be in charge?
Well, it's just civilization. Remember, not all the people. They're just going to be battered down, impoverished, hot-hailed people, so that Flash can rule over them because,
Amenable. Yes.
yeah,
It'd be
more amenable. Yes.
amenable.
And so anyway, he offers that. Flash, being, a Boy Scout, is not really into that sort of thing. He doesn't want to rule. And Ming's like, well, I gave you your offer, but if you'd prefer to die, then that's your choice. And so he kind of throws a cup down the void there. Now it's swirling like a toilet bowl in Australia.
That's right. It's going backwards, but down.
Yep. And so he leaves. He leaves the set for Flash to clean it up all on his own.
Yeah, not that I believe Ming's timeshare proposal, but, he did give Flash a shot.
Well, beautiful, beautiful. Was this included in the Brown Alliance spaceship championship? I don't remember. I kind of listened to a lot of it. I think I only missed one, but I don't know if it was included, but probably. I don't know.
I love every ship model in this movie. I don't know how they put the nuance into these things to make that streamlined sort of audacious 30s 40s styling work, but there's enough like details in the surfaces and so on that I totally buy it, and I want this to be real.
It's got the rooster comb towards the front, although it's not red, kind of whitish with red borders, but that's kind of like a big old, pock marker there.
Rooster. Say rooster.
Rooster.
It's better for monetization.
Oh, really? Oh, it's good that they're equalizing the C's now. You can't say the see you next Tuesday, but all that time you could say the sea, oceans, climb.
Look, there was a time you could show
K-words.
command material.
Yeah, but anyway, so now the C's are equal, so I can't say either. Well, I'm not getting monetized for this anyway. There'll be enough Queen in it. I'm sure that the last week's I couldn't monetize because that too much Queen. Too much Queen. I tried to avoid it, but at least by doing what I do, I don't get an all-out copyright. But anyway, Flash isn't done yet. He's got another hole to jump down. He's had experiences with holes, and now he knows it's a way to kind of get out of a situation. He jumps down, and what's that? Well, we're going to find out soon enough. Oh, it's a jet ski.
It's a ski-doo.
And that's where they started atomizing the, I guess you call it the land of the hawk people. Yeah. And because no one was there anymore, though. They thought Flash was there, but no, he escaped. She said, "Oh, Flash," and you could see that's how she took it.
Again, Flash.
Oh, no, again. And there he is, sitting all spread-legged.
Yep.
Airing off the balls on a rock. Yep. And he's there, and they said it in the film, but I forget what the name is of Sideshow Bob. I guess I'm just going to have to call him Bob. Sideshow Bob there on the right. And he's actually given Zoltan a bit of a Voltan. Why do I keep calling him Zoltan?
That's the Battle of the Planets villain, I believe. One with the lip gloss.
Was there a Coltan? But anyway, Voltan, Zoltan.
45, yes. Works every time.
All right. So anyway, Voltan basically feels bad now about leaving because Bob was telling him that you shouldn't have left like that. You should have stood and fought, you know? And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
I
But,
know.
but I can't really do anything about it because there's no one alive to fight for now.
Yep.
And, but maybe there is because,
flying blind on a rocket cycle, ladies and gentlemen.
that's exactly how he said it. Guess what I'm doing? I'm flying blind as...
Flying blind on a rocket cycle. God bless Brian, bless.
And it impressed him. So Voltan, as we know, is now going to get involved. But quickly, we do need to catch up with our soap opera here back at Mongo City.
Pillow fight.
Oh man, I tried the best to get some good pictures in this, but everything was just so blurry because it's fast moving women. Basically, after the pig guys bring
fast women here on Airworms, folks.
Bring Ara in, Dale runs to the door and say, "You!" and basically tackles her. And there you see kind of like...
She does a lovely backflip here.
Yeah, she does a backflip at first. I was like, wow, that's pretty nice. Legs up in the air and stuff.
Not Ornella Muti, but our judges will accept it.
Yeah, well, I was able to gather a little bit of leg there. Kind of blurry, but there we go. That's the stunt lady's leg. And
pillow fight, baby.
Yeah, it's pillow fight time. That's all you can do when you're in a harem or a concubine's chamber, and it's all blurry because they were moving fast. But here we go. We got a clear shot. She's like, "Wait, stop!" And the first response was pillow to the face. But she got to explain herself a bit. But, you know, Dale is a tough cookie to crack. And
he's got moxie.
Yeah, those ladies liked it.
I'm okay with those ladies.
They don't get to see that much, that too often.
I believe they're tittering in the background.
Yes, they're tittering.
Tittering.
And could be a little bit of tittering here in the front too. Anyway, we didn't
her eyes.
Yes, we didn't get to see much goodness from this, but we're going to hear it because there's a number on the screen there.
Let's do it.
Rather than extra synth or some cool Brian May guitar lines, I decided this is the sound we need to capture from here. Here she is being thrown in.
Don't touch me! Oh, you! No, I'm a prisoner too! Damn Mongol person!
Oh!
You tell the truth and save your life!
Oh!
Dale, stop! I'm going to be exiled in the morning! Liar! Oh, yeah, you liar! Is this another trick, Aura? Is this a trick? Could tears come from my eyes if my heart hadn't changed? I've been such a spoiled fool. I never knew what my father was until he let Clytus put the boar worms on me.
Oh, he let Clytus play earworms for her, and now she can be more of a well-developed, humane person.
I'm glad we got a couple seconds of the pig guards there at the beginning, that grunty noise that they made.
Yeah, I thought it was the Doors.
It's this guy.
I'm like, what the hell? I mean, anytime I saw that, I thought it was the Doors. It's like, Jesus, is this a pleasure palace or something? But anyway, yeah, she's crying, and that's why she's got some believability now. She's got some credit because she's capable of crying, all because of earworms.
Yeah,
and
Dale apply her bull crap, but Dale's already promised to try and be a good wife to save Zarkov.
Yeah, and we find that out here because she's like, "You'll be buddy with Ming in the morning. I know it." And so Ara reaches into her her, I don't know if she had a bra on or not, but somewhere there, she was able to pull out a vial. And this vial, she wants to give to Dale. It's a poison that will kill Ming. Basically, before he makes love, he always uses,
That's
that
proving
called?
the new virtue of her character here. Just kill my dad.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, he drinks a power drink, and you could substitute this for that. And I thought it was Viagra, but apparently it's some power drink,
it's
maybe Red
pineapple
Bull.
juice.
Red Bull. And so here's some poison for it, and she's like,
I am a good person. Poison my dad.
I can't do it.
No.
And here it's not even her dad. It's some guy that just wants to make out with her and is willing to marry her to do it. And he just killed Flash, and well, supposedly. But she's like, but I gave him a promise that the others would be set free if I marry him. And of course, the daughter says he's gonna kill them anyway. You know, he lies. And that's where she's making her point. And there we get the news that the time's up. It's time for her to get married. Not the daughter. Ming doesn't do that. He may be.
I bet he does.
And, well, I don't know. But anyway, they hug each other because she doesn't know what to do. She's like, there's no one to save me. And then they could cut to this scene. Yes. Now, some might say this would be the time to get the soundtrack involved or the score involved. It's like I'm worried about copyright, but then at the same time, after listening to it enough times, I just really didn't want to.
Wow. What a testimonial.
Okay.
Enough.
There we go. There's Flash zooming in. I was about to say zooming in and storming in, zorming into Mongo Crevice on his Kawasaki, and they detect them. The alarms go off, and Kala's like, all right, we need to shoot him down, Team Google. And so they operate the big gun, the lightning gun.
The actual copyright ray that YouTube uses every Friday night. That's they'll shoot you out of the sky.
Yes, they will with their lightning. Zeus like lightning. Well, I mean, it looks more like lightning later. But anyway, there's all sorts of zappy stuff going on because they're trying to shoot down Flash there, and then he gets hit.
No shot.
He decides to kind of like move away, down the canyon a bit, and then fly away.
He's baiting him.
Come fly away. Come fly with me. And why are they flying away? Because they're trying to lure out the Goodyear blimp here.
Warlock and Ajax. Yep, they're falling for it.
Yep. Well, yeah. Warlock and Ajax are going to head out in the big old Ajax missile. I don't know if they had a name for the ship, but I knew that was like Ajax was involved.
Oh, wait, did I get that line wrong, Jay? I always thought it was Warlock and Ajax. Jay Goodwin's saying it's War Rocket Ajax to bring back the body.
Yeah, I didn't know anyone named Warlock. I just knew Ajax in there, and we'll find out soon. Ajax will be kind of familiar. So Ajax is in here. He's captaining the vessel, and I guess it's a war rocket. Or
my head cannon was incorrect. All right.
Well, my head isn't working. And anyway, they're looking out the window and looking at the Flash there on his Kawasaki.
I'm guessing a British guy with a gap in his front teeth that big would be named Ajax. That's just where my thought process was.
Well, they were saying Ajax, so I was like, all right, I'll go along.
Let's move on and pretend I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he's shooting. Well, I know there is an Ajax, and I believe that's him there. We'll get a better shot soon. But anyway, they're looking fashionable. And outside, it is looking a little bit rough out there, but it's pretty. It's pretty.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Common people. He's
He's
so
so small they
small.
can't hit him, like the start of The Last Jedi. That's right. Our lasers to shoot ships weren't designed to shoot small ships.
Yeah, they're meant to shoot big ships. And then, in addition to that, what about hawk people? Because this is what's hiding in the clouds.
All the hawk people.
Yeah, because they're in the clouds, and the big old war rocket. the Oh, and there we go. Now, can I plunder your head cannon for who this might be?
Oh, jeez.
Because this guy was giving me all sorts of. Was he on the Death Star? Maybe the chat can help out here a little bit, or Jay.
Yeah, I would defer to Emperor Goodwin because he's definitely got the lore. He does look super familiar. I can't place him in the first Star Wars at all. But
it may have been Return of the Jedi, where he's like, "We'll double our efforts," because they were behind schedule with the second Death Star, and
oh yeah,
I don't know.
Talking about
I don't know. My memory's not great. They're working on it. They're searching. Oh, Psyche says no.
Well, Psyche says no.
Well, no. Return of the Jedi was released the year she was born, so that's always been a special film for her. So she would know.
All right. Well, we're on the British dental plan either way.
Yeah. And it's coming through the clouds. And what do they see? Oh, my goodness.
Hawkman puppets.
It looks like Yes, it looks like the outsides of a Trapper Keeper from the 80s, man. It does.
For all of you younger folks. Wow. All right. Yes, a number of these silhouettes in the background are actually just animatronic puppets.
Yeah, and there are plenty of them. So,
pew pew.
Yep, they do take hits. Now this is where they came in waves. Voltan was saying, "Dive!" Each time he said that, a whole bunch of hawk people went to the front lines.
The best musical number in the entire film,
which I did not record.
It wants to be monetized forever.
Well, I mean, that was one thing. I was thinking this has got the soundtrack painted all over it, and if I play it too long, it would be more than just taking the monetization. It would probably, I don't know. I was worried. I'll
just sing it for everyone.
Yeah, but there was plenty of dum 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 in there too, and there was plenty of guitars. The synth was doing the da da da, and the guitar is going. It is sounding like Queen warming up. Whoops, and there we go. More hawk people flying around.
Oh, those backgrounds just make me so happy on a primal level. Like showing space the way, we see it now with digital technology. But back then, the way it was drawn, hand-drawn by real artists, I love all this ink tank stuff, all the clouds, all the colors. Just
and it's better than just black with some star dots.
It is.
And there we go. We get to see the side of the vessel, and it was pretty cool seeing some of the laser fire between the vessel and the hawk people as they're coming in.
Yeah, and you
explosions.
See the finer details on the practical, but the full size ship, where they've built in a lot of textures, and there's some details on the railings there and whatever that are you wouldn't normally see like in a super streamlined candy coated spaceship, and it totally works for me. I don't know. Maybe it was a different time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, part of it is also seeing it and thinking about how they did it and having some ideas about it, not just like the answer is just CGI. It's just that it was drawn or programmed in some way.
I'm a
It's
little
kind of
hard
like
to answer, to be honest.
when you're a kid, a lot of times you're trying to think, how is this done and stuff, or
I was just so overwhelmed by like getting caught up in the moment and the
you're
drama,
almost in
visual.
the play,
Yeah, like I didn't care how they made it. Later on, as I got older, I learned how they did it. But at the time, this was just formative. I mean, this is so iconic.
Yep. Well, he's not looking so happy about it. So he says, all right, uh, repel the invaders, basically, because the Hawk people can
No,
fly into your ship and they can just walk right in, And so they started coming in and flying in some cases. And so it's time for laser fight inside. And there's all sorts of,
heck yeah.
man, the choreography was like, I don't know. Like,
It's sloppy and it's slow and it's
yeah, kind of like drunk Cirque du Soleil.
some of the times where they wire in some of the Hawkmen onto the wing and whatever, it's like they're in slow motion. Like it's so campy and wonderful. It's just unapologetic.
Oh man. Yeah, more coming in from the outside. Dive! All right. We have approached the dilemma. I have 4 more files to take in to.
Dear God.
Well, they can only be 50 megabytes because, man, they StreamYard, they got you by the balls, and it's not even a pay thing. It's like that's the limit. Your slide files can only be 50 megabytes.
No, I feel you.
And so if they're supposed to be high quality, you have fewer of them. And so you got to change them faster. And I have already cleared the deck. Oh, almost.
Nope.
We got one in there. There's one hanger on. That's one clinger.
Klingon. So is the question whether we do a part 3? Is that where?
No, we're doing it. We're doing it. And the whole thing is we need to buy for some time, man.
All right.
Need to buy me a little bit of time. We could basically molest another Mike Gorley video, but I don't think we should do that.
I don't think that went exactly smooth last time. I think maybe we just chat while you.
Well, the Emperor did say everything has gone as I have foreseen.
Ultimate cringe.
Oh yes, we got to make this the most boring of bore worms possible.
No. All right, we're powering through.
So what did you do Friday night after B-sides?
I actually foolishly tried to play a little online gaming, and I've since renounced that. Online gaming for Adam is basically running and dying, speed run. It's terrible.
So you did that Apex thing, huh?
Yeah, I tried. And needless to say, I was not in the best fighting shape. And you end up yelling at some 12-year-olds who whipped your ass on the other side of the world with McDonald's Wi-Fi on a Nintendo Switch, and maybe this isn't for me.
Well, I don't. The only multi-gaming I do is with people my own age, and that's been a long time ago. Oh, I used to play Worm Unlimited and Conan Exiles and Empyrean Galactic Survival. I like the open world sandboxy sort of things.
I heard the Conan thing is good.
Yeah, it is. And I think someday I'll be trying it. The Wayfarer Project Adventures will be back at some point. I just been trying to build this channel, and then I can do a little bit of gaming now and then again too.
I feel like golf with friends maybe is more my speed, or
is that a video game or is it literally golf with friends?
It's online miniature golfing.
Oh,
possible courses. That might be more my speed. There's a Fall Guys. That's a fun party game. And what is the other one? What is the one that Tomby plays?
Lawnmower Simulator.
No. I have one of those for my son. And it's outside with a lawnmower. And he gets to play that as often as I can convince him to. I don't know. I need something a little more my speed. I'm not getting any younger. Oh, are those slides?
Yes, I was able to successfully load them all in.
Oh,
thanks to your great defense. Or what do you call that? Decoy or
ruse.
mancoy. I don't know. But anyway, here we are. We're back in the picturesque battle in space between the Hawk People Flash and the big flying metal blimp.
Dive.
I know, every time he does that. And the last time you think he says, it really sounds like he says die. Yeah. But anyway, we're blasting away at this ship and flying in. And there's more under the armpit fire. Things are flying around on the inside. I mean, yeah, the inside stuff, was really, it'd be the way I'd do it if I was making that thing.
Yeah, the stuff on the wing is, I don't know, it's just wonderfully goofy. And they were like, well, should we speed this up? No, just have them cruise in at a steady 3 miles an hour and land softly on the wing. That's fine.
Well, now that we're inside, Voltan needs to bonk. And so he's mostly bonking people out. And, and really being happy about it, too. And so, there we go. And I like this scene, actually. There was a little bit of a guitar riff here, and you kind of see the Hawk guy to the left there, and it looks like he's taking a squat, and there's like all these things going on. It was like, man, this looks like, I'm wondering how organized it was. It looked like there was organization because it wasn't totally a free-for-all, but it looked like, I don't know, still a highly organized party.
I want to say organized-ish, maybe?
Yeah. But the whole party aspect to it. And then outside, Flash is coming on in. Let's see here. So they have a mine. Not something where you go and plunder resources, but a bomb that explodes. And so they're planting these on the vessel. And there you go. There's the remote control. I guess green means go, red means no.
Well.
Or red means blow. Green means don't blow.
We're going to blow this thing one way or the other. There we go.
Yeah, it's starting. And then, whoa, it really comes out there. Real explosions, folks. And then here we go. We get to see a bit of the bridge. And, whoops. Oh. It's getting hot. And this actually, you could tell that they did this right behind them. Health and safety must have been a little bit upset.
It's fine.
Because this was happening right behind them, and you could really feel it. So you could feel the explosions in this.
Here at Union Carbide, we've heard you.
And there we go. So they're in, and it's time to discuss what we're going to do now. We got this ship. Well, the plan from Voltan is, we're going to send this ship over to where they
go. I never noticed that. He's got little gold mittens.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, that helps keep your wings under control because they're like attached to the wing, right?
No, well, they are now. I mean, you're bobbing that poor guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway. There we go. And meanwhile, back on Mungo, we have a wedding.
And what a grand wedding. The
It's a
wedding
bit
of
rushed.
Yar.
Bit rushed. I think there's a couple of shotguns found there. But they had enough time to do the poster.
That is
So,
a
yeah.
poster.
What?
That is a good looking poster. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they did photo prints that big back in 1980 or not, but it's gorgeous.
But to get it done in time for the wedding, I mean, shit.
Oh, well. Ming called in a favor.
Yeah. Well, they do work for the dark side there at Kinko's. So, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Back here, now we're still in Mongo City, but outside the wedding, security, we have a problem. You know, basically she decides, all right, the Ajax ship is coming in, and they're not doing their normal flight patterns. In fact, we don't like the look of this situation, and so let's blow that up. How about we do that? That's her decision. And what the hell is that?
More guards.
I don't even remember. Oh, that's right. They were marching out some wedding guards. Yeah, there we go. And here we are at the wedding, looking at that. No, it's not the wedding. It's the daughter. Oh, good old Ara. Yeah, this is where she decides. Oh, yes, this is a very good scene. This is where she decides, okay, I don't need this guard guarding me anymore. I have some things I want to do. And so she drops something. She asks him to pick it up. And then she reaches down and pulls some spikes out of her chastity belt.
She's going to do some knitting, I believe.
But that is for chastity, right? That's not.
There is nothing chaste about this poor girl. Yeah, got some sneaky little spikes in there.
Now, the only problem is, in my view, the pink leotard thing that she's got going on there. She doesn't need that.
Well, she could do without it, certainly.
Yes. All right. Anyway, she raises up the spikes that she pulled out, and she buries them into the guard from behind. Good job.
Little noises, yes.
Excellent job. And here they are in Camelot, in the prisons of Camelot, like in Monty Python.
Sure.
And
it's only a model.
Do you remember the line here?
I do. It's tell me more about this man Houdini.
Yes, indeed. That's the line. And what does it say there? Long live Flash.
Yeah, which is a great little touch.
I wonder who wrote that.
That was me.
Because they seem to be bound up. Anyway. So she comes in, and they don't know it because they're blindfolded. And she basically sees the security thing and shoots it out. And she basically then, frees them by shooting off the manacles. And there we go.
A great shot.
Yeah, she was pretty good at that. But that was totally believable because you would think she'd be pretty much good at all things assassinry with the stuff she does. So anyway, time to be unblindfolded. And she's shushing him. They got to get out of there. She kind of like says there's a repair in progress or whatever. Kind of blows off Kayla there. And we have our next set of slides already here.
Ta-da!
And that's when they're trying to get into a different passageway, leave the dungeon. And basically she was saying they changed the codes. And then Zarkov decides, well, I'm going to break the code. And Baron says, I've changed too. And I think she says, I've changed too. But he asked her to get married right away. And she's like, no, not yet. I gotta get back. Otherwise they're going to kill me. So I guess they'll have to elope later on. All right.
Well,
elevator
Zarkov
open.
hasn't changed. No,
he's still the same.
The prime numbers of the Zeeman sequence, and
yes, science is his love. He loves calculus, and he loves everything to do with physics and astrophysics. He'd love this ship too if he was out here.
I
But
love it.
anyway, here we go. So Flash is in a situation. Zoltan or Voltan, whatever the hell his name is planning on running this ship straight into the lightning maker, which is the gun that they've been firing. And he says, by doing that, with the mines I got on board, it's going to blow up that whole city and blow up the reactors, because if you blow up the reactors, that means the Earth can be saved. Now, I'm assuming he's not worried about blowing up a bunch of Mongols in the process.
Oh, they had it coming.
Yeah, and that would include Dale, I guess, but I don't know if they thought through all that. But anyway, Flash is going to sacrifice his life, and he uses Zarkov's line in doing that, which was a nice thing. But basically, he's going to save billions of people by sacrificing his life, because he needs to fly it into there. Otherwise, it'd steer off, go somewhere else. He needs to fly it into the lightning maker. And Voltan's like, shit, you're badass. I think that's exactly what he said. And there we go. I don't even know. I think he was cheering him on. This guy was actually cheering shit on. All right, go ahead. And we could see we only have 324 left. And so, Jay's probably correcting me. Get out of here, you silly bird. Yeah, that's Flash saying that to Voltan, because it's time for you to leave, so you don't need to die too. It is my job. And Voltan's like, all right, I'll do it. He's a silly bird. Yes, I know. And the soundtrack was giving all sorts of copyright signals to me. There we go. Back at the wedding. Looks nice. Dressed in red are the pig people as usual. Dale is just kind of looking around. It's all kind of like a dream to her, I guess. Just resigned to do it. And we see also being brought to the wedding in order to provide moral support for Ming is his daughter. I believe that's her in her slave outfit again.
That was moral support, yes.
Yeah, but she doesn't go anywhere anymore still without her little guy in tow.
Deep Roy. Shout out.
Brought him out again, man. Well, I guess he's just for festive occasions. Whenever she's, attending the important functions, she's got to wear the bikini and bring her sleigh boy. So anyway. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Just being snarky. You carry on, sir.
No, your snark is much better than my bumbling and stumbling. And all right, here we go. Crossing swords. Yeah, it's roboting a little bit. So anyway, we see this nice touch. There's a nice flying Dodge Caravan outside that is giving us some really important thoughts to consider when attending a royal wedding. And in case you can't quite see it, it says citizens will make merry. And that's MERRY.
Which is kind of hilarious when you see the next bit.
Yeah. And does that not say under pain of death? Well, maybe for a sadomasochist, that would be fine. All right, but anyway, moving on. It's more security cam. He's talking to her like, oh yeah, now is when the thing's coming. Now it's coming in hot. So what are we going to do? And she's like, shoot it down. And I don't know why, but she decided I need to get all.
She looks like $100 there.
She's like, ugh. She's going to do a number. All right. Anyway, so this is the lightning maker that Flash is flying into. It looks like a nice big old pagoda wedding. And there we go. We have the pig people, and she's there. And they're saying to the crowd right now, if you hear gunshots, that's because we're firing weapons to commemorate this occasion. And
celebrating.
Nothing's wrong at all. And she's still like, nothing's wrong at all here either. I don't know what it is. She's still arguing with the security people, and she's telling them what to do. And let's fire the guns full blast. And Ming's coming up, and that's when he hears the announcement. And so he's all right with it. It's like to commemorate him. Nothing wrong. And nothing wrong. Well, nothing wrong here. You could still fly this into a lightning thing. Look at that. That's what we call a real steamer.
Stay on target.
True smoke, folks. True smoke. And I don't know why. I forget all of the dialogue. I don't know why this bit's been taking so long. He still hasn't left yet, but I think now he's about to. And there we go. So we know what Flash is going to do. And there's little bursts of Savior of the Universe. He saved all of us. All sung by Freddie Mercury, which makes you believe it. He's a miracle, or something like that.
Close enough.
Yeah. Anyway, the Hawk people decide, okay, we're going to do some other stuff now. We're going to go after the city itself. And there's the boardroom of Google executives, and they're ogling their computers and stuff. And we see a little bit of a blast there under the door. And guess who comes in?
Yeah, they detected a public domain movie in Sector 19.
And Baron's gonna shoots away Kayla's firearm there. I got it creeping out. The plasma was just creeping out. And while he's shooting at her, Zarkov's looking amazingly relaxed. And and Zarkov tells them, remove the goggles. Because Zarkov was in there. He knows the machine. He knows what's going on. So Baron removes a goggle. And that's what they look like.
Don't do that. That's going to leave a mark.
Oh, and wouldn't you know, they kind of shrivel into steamy, smoky goodness. Good old Mongo reduction. And then he shoots Kayla. Kayla. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Kayla.
That was
got
nice.
me on my knees, Kayla. And it goes right through her. Begging, darling, please. Well, that's the end of that one. So here we go. So outside security tunes in, and Kayla's not there to answer. So shoot the screen is what Baron decides to do. Zarkov's like, I'm going to stay here and just dig around a little bit. We can't, by the way, go down to the atomic stuff because that's 6 miles underground.
Yeah. Zarkov's going to push a button to shut the lightning stuff off. And
Oh, yeah. So he has stuff that he couldn't do, but, Baron decides he's going to search around anyway. He's probably going to go down to where the atomic power thing is because we got to stop it because that's what's destroying the Earth. And there's Kayla, and she's not looking so good these days.
I'd still hit it.
She let out a steamer. I guess you would find a little bit of the Q word there. Okay. I'm glad that one didn't get pointed out. So anyway, we're firing at more pig people to work our way down. And there we go. He turns off the lightning maker. Ming's trying to get married here.
Can you blame him?
Can we move along with this? And kind of like Spaceballs. Hurry up. Do you? No, in fact, he needs to get the ring. And, there were some interesting things here. We are going to hear the entire nuptials because they are fascinating. And I knew I wouldn't remember them. There we go. Number 7. So let us hear these nuptials between this fine, loving couple.
All right.
Do you, Ming the Merciless, ruler of the universe, take this earthling, Dale Arden, to be your empress of the hour?
Of the hour, yes.
You promise to use her as you will?
Certainly.
Not to blast her into space? Until such time as you grow weary of her?
I do.
I do not.
That's where she is saying, I do not. Right there. Well, she seems to be mistaken, like that she actually has vows to answer to as well. And
a little weird. She said she would, but
yeah.
okay.
But anyway, outside, Flash is still flying his thing in, and Freddie Mercury's screaming all sorts of lyrics at him. 147, so we're running out of time. There we go. Lightning City about to be penetrated by the Flasher. And all sorts of explosions and fires. Yeah, there we see like the outer shell is completely melted away. You know, you could see Mongo's caverns straight through that frame, the burning frame of the Ajax pocket rocket. And here's the ring. Ming provides it. He's like, let's move it along, old man. Here's the ring. And she's like, oh, well, guess she'll have to do it anyway. What are we doing here? All right, well, Zarkov's back here. And
Prince
no,
Baron,
that's not Zarkov. That's not Zarkov. That's
Prince Baron's way in the back there shooting something.
yeah, that's what's going on. Oh my goodness, shooting things, shooting people, making sparks fly. He works his way to, we'll see later, the atomic power station. And here, continuing with the wedding, except now we could see Flash coming in, and coming in hot. And so everybody's like, what's that? Here it is.
It's a hot rocket.
It's coming in. It's a hot rocket, and it's gray. It's metallic.
Well, no relation.
Metallic gray. And she's like, oh, Flash! Again. And Ming's like, oh, shit. And I don't know. He had some facial expressions here because, I don't know. I don't think the rocket and him got along. Remember Zarkov's little assistant when they came in with
Bunsen.
the plane? Yeah,
Yeah.
Bunsen. Or Munson. Or whatever. Bunsen or Munson.
Munson.
Well, he got crashed into another part in another film. Unfortunately here, Flash falls out of the cockpit, kind of like they almost did in that situation. Ming is just kind of like giving all sorts of facial expressions, probably because he's got that in him.
I don't think penetration is really his thing.
No, I don't think it's mine either that way. 17 seconds. Oh dear. And that's where Flash said, okay, stop destroying the Earth or else I'll kill you. If you don't destroy the Earth, I'll let you live. And Ming says, well, wait a second. I've got a ring and I've got a sound clip for you, even though it's not marked there.
Oh, boy.
Ming did provide us with a sound clip somewhere here so we could behold this wonderful conversation and the power of the ring, one to bind them all. Okay, I am going to play it. I don't see the marking of the sound clip, but I know I got one here. So before Baron comes in and ruins it, let's just get that whole scene here. Boy, do I suck tonight. All right, here we go.
Stop your attack on Earth and I'll spare your life.
You pitiful fool. My life is not for any earthling to give.
or take.
Your power's fading, Ming.
Oh,
Stop your attack on Earth and I'll spare your life.
Oh, he's giving him another chance. No, didn't happen that way. There we go. And now I am wondering, did I screw up my slides? No, yes, we do have a movie that continues after that. Ming basically shrivels away, and we see the ring device left over there. And that's when Baron comes in and says, hey, you don't need to worry about their worth. I turned off the power reactor. And what the hell? I have more slides than this.
Which is weird because he said forget about the reactors. But yeah, well, we're just rolling with it. Caught up in the drama.
You know what I did? I basically brought them up on the stage too soon before they were fully processed. That's why there's slides missing. I got to show the ending slides. So we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. We're going to drop it in the browser, and we're going to look at it manually. We're doing it manually, folks.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. Boy, am I... I want to crawl in a hole. All right, here we go. So what do? How do I do this? All right, yeah, drop it in the browser. There's a tab open for, what do they call that place? Rumble. And I didn't say anything to the Rumble people. So anyway, there we go. Here we are. Now I guess I can do it like this. Do 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 do. Oh yeah, there we go.
Ah, there he is.
You do see flashy flash there. All right, good.
Play
it straight from the folders themselves. I probably was too quick. And it didn't do the processing. So another thing that I got to watch was StreamYard. You know, these look actually better not going through StreamYard's little slide intake. There we go. This is what we were missing, folks. All right.
He fades away.
And time for the next set of slides. Oh, you bastard and a half. This is it? This is it. Seriously.
Are these not the ones we just saw?
Yes, they are the ones we just saw. Okay. But these are not the ones that I planned for.
Just doing a wellness check on myself.
Okay. Well, we gotta I don't have them, folks.
Wow. What a long, strange trip it's been.
I know what we can do, though, about it, I think. Here we go. We need the ending. You gotta have the ending. So I am going to drop that in there. What are you doing, you bastard and a half? Just let me struggle here a little bit. It will be less painful for you than what I'm feeling. All right, so let's do this.
No, I mean, aside from my love for Sam J. Jones and his physique.
Well, there is still some nice scenery at the end, and I'm trying to bring that in. You son of a goddamn bitch. It's not doing it, folks. So let's say this. I'm fired. Common People is going to run me out of the freaking building. The last set of slides did not come complete for some reason. I don't know why. And we're just going to have to say at the end, Baron comes in cheerfully. The other people walk in. It was a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am ending. Basically, what's his nuts, Flash jumped for joy because he was told he doesn't really need to do anything more. We're done. Him and Dale decide we're going to stay here for a little bit, although she said she'd like to go back to New York. There was more excitement there. All sorts of campy shit. And what else? Baron and the Italian chick. Yeah, Ornella. Oh, no, her name was Princess R in the film. Yeah, they decide they're going to get married, and so, Baron's going to become the ruler of Mongo because they need to have one, and Voltan is going to be the military. And there you go. That's the ending, folks. I think I'm going to crawl in a hole and shovel and have someone shovel the dirt right on top of me.
One hell of a wedding, folks.
Yes. So anyway, Adam, would you like to just squeal?
Need a summary, or
would you like to squeal, or just whimper, or
I know how the technical stuff can just be really unpredictable. So
especially after hours of doing it, like 2 days and like 4 to 5 hours each day.
I think this is the best dress rehearsal we've ever had.
Well, I haven't seen the dress yet. I'll tell you about that later. But anyway, what we're going to do now is put ourselves out of our own misery by providing just a measured amount of misery for the ending. And in fact, what I'm going to do is play one of those beautiful star-spangled Mogian synthy nationalized anthem videos that you provided me with, and this one has the PSAs before the ending. Caught me out last time. I didn't know how long they were going to go on for. I didn't know if I put the wrong thing in, but this time I know that after these PSAs you will get a national anthem for anybody that is happy about living in this country at this point.
If you're still listening, you made it, folks. And here's the national anthem to put you in a sexy mood.
And next time, I think you'll probably see Patty, because I think common people's going to fire me. So anyway, here we go. Some lovely farewells for the whole.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Water. Just so many ways to enjoy it. Almost everyone swims through it, rides on it, or plays around it. It's fun. But accidents do happen. Many could be avoided. Still, others kept harmless, if people were safety-minded. Safety means having the right equipment and skills. Your Red Cross chapter can help with information and instruction, so give them a call and be safe.
This weekend on The Late Show, an attack of gnawing terror. 11:30 Saturday, Willard rules a powerful rat army.
You made me hate myself. Well, I like myself now. Tear 'em up!
Saturday, 11:30 Sunday, the rats are hungry again.
I want every train in this city exempt.
1,150 miles of pipe?
Every inch of it. Where Willard ended, Ben begins. Willard and Ben, two gnawing terrors on Channel 4 beginning at 11:30 on The Late Show.
And one of the most important things I learned is you don't become a star overnight. It really takes a lot of hard work to get there. Now, what I want to do, Ronnie, is give you a few tips on defense. Now, you're going to run a sweep around me, and I'm going to try to stop you. You watch how I stop you.
He's no Larry Zonka, but he's a terrific big brother.
How did he do that?
Share yourself with a kid. Share yourself with a kid.
On Thursday, November 13th, CBS proudly presents a major motion picture event. Sylvester Stallone as the fighter whose whole life was a 1,000,000-to-1 shot. Talia Shire as the woman who loved him and believed in him. Winner of 3 Academy Awards. Rocky. Thursday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Tomorrow on CBS.
This concludes another day of programming on Channel 4. Before signing off, we'd like to invite you to start every day with WTVJ and enjoy a world of entertainment coming your way over Florida's pioneer television station, WTVJ, Channel 4, Miami. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.